And we're live! Welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name is Harlan, and I am here with my sexual friends, Michael, Justin,
hey,
Chris, and Alex. Okay, I take off the sexual thing for the last one. That one didn't count. Welcome back to Game 2, or rather Part 2, of our Numenera game. We have been playing this for exactly 2 weeks. We are excited to get back into the world of Numenera. And for those of you who don't know anything about Numenera, check it out. First and foremost, check it out. You can Google it. It's very easy to find. It's by Monte Cook Games. It's a game that we have had a lot of fun with so far. And I got to say, it's probably one of the newest concepts for a game, role-playing game that we have played as a group, and we're awfully excited to get back into it. We're awfully excited to get back into it. But before we do that, I wanted to preface this game with a few things that we like to talk about. The first one being that this is an 18+ show. Why is it not labeled 18+, you might ask? Well, because when you label things 18+, you have to log into Google to be able to watch them, and I think that's stupid. So I'm just going to say it. It's an 18+ show. If you watch this much of it, you've gotten in without any swear words, so I think we're pretty much okay. After this point, there are swear words, so fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, shit, yeah, 18+.
And I think if you can be charged as an adult for a crime, you should have the choice to watch role-playing games.
Damn straight.
Right.
It's unfair.
You're an adult now. Welcome, adults.
Yeah, we're saying you are worthy of being an adult. So we're calling everybody watching. You've grown up.
Because we should know. We should know. The people playing the game.
Yeah, we're clearly the best judges of character. We're playing role-playing games on a Wednesday night. So, first thing I want to talk about is the next few weeks. So, next week and the week after, we're taking a short break from Numenera. I know, it sucks. I'm going on vacation, so too bad. And I don't want them to play without me. I'm selfish that way. But that doesn't mean we have great stuff lined up. So, again, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we're going to be playing games. Next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we have the very special privilege and honor of playing a game ran by the sexual Michael, and it is D&D, as you can see there.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
The classic. And I got to say, personally, out of all of us, in my opinion, that Mike is the best Dungeon Master by far. So let's give him a
not even close, but thank you.
That opinion, and I'm going to give you a fake round of applause because I got the sounds queued up. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, or you just want to see how Mike runs a game, come check it out. It's going to be next Wednesday again at 8 o'clock. The week after that, I'm still on vacation, so we're going to be running another game, and the other game we're running is going to be ran by this promiscuous being, Justin. I'll give you a round of applause now. And I believe what he is running, if I'm not mistaken, is a scenario from, should I say it, or are you thinking of changing it?
No, you can say it.
From the End of the World. Which is a system that you might be familiar with from some of our other games I've ran it a few times. So that's what's on for the next 2 weeks, and we're back here in the world of Numenera on the 20th. So please check it out. There's great stuff for those 2 weeks, and like I said, these guys are they're pro, right?
Oh yeah.
As they sit
I
there
don't even feel comfortable making that face.
yeah. Oh yeah. You know.
Oh.
I don't want to toot Michael's horn, but
But you will anyways.
And I've only ever wanted to toot Michael's horn, so it's all good. So that's what's going on for the next 2 weeks. Please come back and check it out because you've never seen Dungeons and Dragons the way we do it, or they do it, I should say. They're definitely outside of the box thinkers. That being said, just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I know a few people were asking about character sheets because they wanted to see what we were rolling and what our skills were. So we've uploaded them on our Facebook group page under the files section. So go ahead and check it out. If you're not a part of the Facebook group, please join. That's where we do all the communication stuff. That's where we post the video links. That's where we create discussions and polls that will allow you to vote and submit answers that will win you XP. What does XP do, Justin?
Oh, what do you want me to talk about that right now?
Well, I might as well tell a little bit about what the rewards of getting XP, and then I'll tell them why.
Sure. Okay. Well, just recently, we posted our INVICTUS Stream Community XP Rewards sheet, and it's in PDF format. You can find it on our Facebook page. If you aren't already a member on our Facebook page, I don't know why you're not, but
We feel bad for you.
We feel bad for you.
It's an exciting place.
But I'll give you a quick rundown in a video format in case you're not, the visual type. Audio? I don't know. Anyways, there are 4 main ways to earn XP, experience. They're pretty easy. The first way is super easy. You just got to join the Facebook group, okay? You earn 1 experience for commenting in the designated post. So Harlan would have posted already on our Facebook page that this is the post to post in during our live streams, and if you
I literally just did. It says, we're live, comment below for some viewer XP.
There you go. So viewer experience, you get 1 for that. You earn 1 experience for sending us Cipher or other Numenera ideas throughout the week. And that's 3. And then keep your eyes peeled for polls and contests posted in the INVICTUS stream, because we're going to be posting something every week. Every week we're going to have a poll, and you might be able to earn more than a single XP. You might be able to earn 5 or 4 or 3, and you earn a number of XP that way. And if you want to spend the experience, there are different ways in-game that you can do that, and I'll just go over those quickly. For 5 experience, you can grant a player or non-player character with a boost of energy that will recover 1d6 lost points of their ability pools or health. Okay? So if it's a monster that's doing it, if you're like, you know what, these guys are, having too easy a time with this monster, let's give him 1d6 points of health and make them struggle.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do it for the monster.
You could, though. Hypothetically,
Buff the
not what we
monster.
want.
If you
Except
wanted to be a
Chris might want that.
monster. Yeah.
Everybody does it on one day, and like a dire
monster
rat
never
turns
dies.
into like a dragon, and you're like, what?
That being said, it is up to the GM to dictate. He's got to approve it basically. So I don't think you could group up on one monster.
I'll approve it.
No.
I'll approve it.
You'll approve it. Okay, great. So yeah, be nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of being nice, for 10 experience, you can give us what's called kind advice, and that awards the character of your choosing with 1 experience point. Okay? Now, we have to limit that, because if everybody came on and was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna give I want to say Imogen. Yeah, I want to give
Imogen.
Theric 1 experience. Oh, I'm going to give Theric 1 experience too, and everybody is giving Theric experience.
I'll have 2
And-
fillings.
That might become unbalanced.
Would
So
appreciate that.
Don't let Theric strong arm you. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Theric?
So we're limiting 1
Would
per
appreciate
character, 1 per character per session. So if you want to give someone experience, if you want to spend your 10 XP to give a character experience, you got to do that at the beginning of the game, because someone else might do it before you. And last, for 15 experience,
The big teddy bear.
the big teddy bear, you get to play God. And essentially, you will be able to implement a GM intrusion of your choosing, and we'll run that in-game. We will run it by Chris, and if Chris says it's okay, it's in the game. And us players have to choose whether or not we want your divine intervention to actually count.
Is it too much power? Maybe, but here's and so again, thank you, Justin. So this is all the stuff that we're doing, and they're all available to read over on our Facebook page, or the Facebook group, I should say, under the files section. You can see the PDF and it has all the details and stuff. Why are we doing this? Why? Why bother? Well, we're trying to create a little bit of a community. We want people to watch, and we as players love to watch games like this, but you also want to feel that you can kind of give something back. So if you're watching along, like I know a lot of you guys, like Jason and I think JD did watch our Dragon Age campaign, and Gabe, yeah, of course, watching the games. and wanting to kind of have a little bit of involvement in it, because you might get attached to characters or grow to hate some characters. You might want to have a little bit of stake in it. So the XP is just a way that we reward you guys for watching. And how do we reward you? Well, you get to affect shit in game. You get to give a player you like a little more XP. You like to give a character you don't like a little less health, or create an intrusion for them, or an incursion, as I know Justin likes to call it. So this is just a way of us trying to build a little bit of community, because there's nothing that we would love better than to have a bunch of people watching on a Wednesday night and commenting along and being interested and trying to get that XP and all that kind of stuff. So on that note, I know a few of you must be wondering, this weekly poll we had was for a Cipher. And what we did is I posted on just after the game on last Thursday, and we'll also be posting another weekly poll after the game tomorrow, after this game, for tomorrow. And we were looking for Cipher ideas, and we had some great ideas.
They were great. Great ideas.
Really great ideas, yeah. And some of our favorites, I know, Alex, why don't you talk a little bit about your favorite real quick?
Oh, the Enlightenment water?
Yeah.
You know what? I can't think of it off the top of my head. What is this again?
All I know, it was for sure him.
It
was written with him in mind.
Kate came up with it.
It allowed you
Yes.
to be in touch with all Numenera for a
Yes.
brief period of time.
Thank you.
For 10 seconds, yeah.
Yes.
And I know I really like the Atari by Yannick. I also really like the Jesping pin, or the Yesping pin, I should say, which I just named because Jesper didn't name it, but I was like, whatever. So, go ahead.
The Atari one was great. I liked it a lot. Not gonna say, but that's where my vote went, pretty much.
Well, we can see anyway, so if you like. So obviously that was the poll. That was what we were looking over the week, and we let you guys vote and see which ones you liked most. So I'm happy to announce that the winner is Bushwhacker by Greg Bush. It was well deserved. It was a fantastic. Oh yeah, I got it. It was a very cool thing, and frankly, I think we're just excited to try it in game and see what happens with it. So, that being said, because you guys entered the poll, we're still giving it out. So basically, luckily, we have a 4-tier system. Greg, you got first place. We are going to put your Cipher in game, and you get 4 experience points added to your tally. Now, for anybody who might be curious what their experience points are, in the sidebar on the group page, there is a little link. It says tiny URL / whatever. I think it says XP. Click on that, and you can see your name with the experience points you currently have. If you think it's wrong, you can always message one of us and say, hey, I think I'm supposed to have more, or maybe less. I don't think people are that honest, but... so that's Greg. Excellent. Your Cipher is going to be in game, and you're going to get 4 experience points. However, we also have the other 2. So we have Yannick, your Atari, because you came in second place with the second highest votes. We're going to give you 3 experience points. So there you go. So first to second, and it was actually technically tied for the last 2, Kate and Jesper. So typically it would be 2 and 1, but because you guys both had it, I'd say we both give you guys 2 experience points as well. Yeah?
Yep.
Perfect. Works for me.
We love it. Perfect. So,
Just
Greg,
giving out these points here. Giving them
Seriously.
away.
You're
Bring them
officially
to
a
the
higher
sun.
level than Brandy Jack.
There
It's
you
a
go.
sale.
So Greg, 4 experience points, and your Cipher is going to be featured in the game, maybe this week. Yannick, 3 experience points, and Kate and Jesper, you guys both will get 2 experience points for the game. So, thank you guys so much. And this weekly poll, we're going to start it tomorrow, so comment, do all that kind of shit again, and get some more experience points to affect us in game, and please help us. Don't hinder. So, with that being said, that's everything. Let's start the game. Alex... Oh, Justin left us, but I'll throw it to Alex anyway. Why don't you give us a quick recap of what happened last week?
Without further ado, what happened last week? Do-do-do-do. So last week we started by coming halfway into the game, and we're already a group of members on this quest, and we were tasked with finding Guillaume Kittrick, who's crazy old Guillaume Kittrick. we ended up going into the town of Carnelian after meeting some whacked out, ignorant farmer.
Whoa.
And
Who said ignorant?
He was
Who
pretty
said
ignorant.
ignorant? I thought he
And-
was sweet.
We saw the Melodel, which is this massive idol of a head that's sticking out of the ground. Now, an ancient. I don't know what it is. I don't think any of us really know what it is. And anyways, we ended up going to the Fog and Folly, meeting Tawny, I think was his name, and his brother, and spoke to Malakrin, who sent us over to another guy, and I forget his name. Who was the other guy's name? Do you guys remember?
I'm surprised you remembered that much.
With all the I stabbed him in the face with
That was Geom Kittrick.
That was John Kittrick.
That was Geom. Oh, okay. So yes, we met Malak, and then we found Geom Kittrick, who sent us looking for his Oculus,
Oculus. Yep, his viewer for his telescope.
so we can see what's happening with this star that's just appeared and it's getting bigger. So we don't know what's happening. Anyways, we went looking for the Oculus. We came across this this band of things, and we ended up basically slaughtering most of them, and a few got away, but we found these really cool vials of green liquid that would put us out of phase, and I'm thinking that maybe we can use these things to kind of pass through walls or whatever. Anyways, we are still there, we're resting by this big hand that's sticking out of the ground, and it's about the size of a Volkswagen, I think was the description.
That's exactly what I said.
So I don't know if it's a Volkswagen Touareg or a Volkswagen Beetle.
Alex
Yeah.
drives a Volkswagen, that's why. He has a good frame of reference for
The
that.
Volkswagen Golf.
Okay,
Golf.
so basically my vehicle. Okay, so that's where we're at, and there's also a lockbox or a lock, some sort of locked box.
That's right, and I was trying to pick it.
And you broke your picks.
Yeah, that's right.
So there we are. Welcome back.
Okay, so first thing I want everyone to do.
Let's roll initiative, you're being attacked again.
Yep, they're back. There's more. No, I wouldn't do that to you. Run to the hills! First thing you need to do is make a decision based on the fact that you have too many Numenera. So, are you guys going to keep the Numenera? And if so, we're going to make a roll right. Numenera being the broad term for ciphers as well. So you have ciphers to be more specific, and you have too many, especially with all these vials, which I think we had a total of 6 vials, but you used one trying to figure out what it was. So a total of 5 vials, and in addition, you guys already have a full amount of ciphers on you. So this will be over your limit, which could cause some serious problems if you choose to keep them all. So you're going to have to make some decisions right now.
I have an idea.
What's that, Pivot?
And I step up to that golden box. I picture golden. I don't know why. That box
I know
that's
what
on
you're
the hand.
doing. Okay.
Sorry.
And I kind of step back and say, I broke my goddamn pick.
You got any more?
Nah, that was the only one I had.
Well, I think we might be able to bust this thing open. Looking at it, does it look like we could bust it open?
The box itself,
Yeah.
it is some sort of ancient alloy. The hand looks, thousands of years, possibly millions of years old, yet rust has not damaged it, time has not withered the strength of the metal, so busting it is probably not going to happen. The box is made of the same metal. The lock, on the other hand, is something a little newer, something probably of the Ninth World, and I think it would be possible to break it. But I imagine it would be a more challenging experience.
No, it won't be. I know what they're thinking.
Okay.
I'm thinking though, Pivot. I've got this 10-second redwood. It's basically like a seed that I could just put it in the ground and it'll make a 10-second redwood tree. Do you want to try put it in the lock?
That's a good idea.
That sounds like
like
a damn good idea.
I like how the genius is looking for advice from the tough guy. With all my knowledge, hey muscles, what do you think?
Well,
I think it's a
he
great
knows that
idea.
I'm curious about the world and the Numenera.
I think it's a good idea. I just broke my lockpick, and I want to get this stupid thing open.
And you have to get rid of some ciphers. So
And we got to get rid of some ciphers.
What do you think, theic? You're a master of the wild. Please?
I think that that's sound logic. As the redwood starts to grow, it will break the lock. Chaz, that is good thinking.
That is good thinking. I got to give you credit for that. Let's put it in. Get a little dirt on that bitch.
Hey, Chaz, what level did we give that item?
Level?
Brain?
All right, let's. Okay, let's give it a level first of all. I think I'm doing this right. Please, viewers, if I'm doing this wrong, let me know. But ciphers have a level, and I imagine you need to roll to beat that level in order to be successful to use it. Pivot, are you in agreement?
I am in agreement.
Okay, so Shaz, let's have you roll a 1d6, and we'll decide that as the level.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna go ahead and say 1d6 minus 1. Oh, it's a good thing I said that. Because of the fact that literally you have to break the container that houses the seed inside a liquid. And that's all you gotta do. So in order to do that, it doesn't take too much intelligence, but apparently enough that it's a level 5 difficulty. So...
I gotta get it in the lock, right? I mean, that's difficult.
Yeah, you gotta break it and cram it in there before it starts growing. And since it's going so fast...
10 seconds.
A smart person might put it in the lock and then jam something else in the lock, but we're not going to think that far ahead. So the item's too big. It's too big when it's outside the lock so you have to break it because it doesn't fit before it's broken into the lock. So in order to get in the lock, you need to break it, which means it's going to start growing immediately. So it's about timing. So it's up to you if you want to use it, and if so, we need to roll for that or use effort and so on and so forth.
So it's a 5 so that means a difficulty of 5 and a target number of 15.
You got it.
Okay, but you've got a one.
I imagine as a nano, you definitely have an advantage because of the fact that you have some gifts with the.
Yeah, couldn't he?
Ciphers.
Couldn't he use like whatchamacallit? Like you wouldn't actually have to touch it.
Esoterics?
What do you call it?
No, my
Telekinetics.
Telekinetics.
Okay,
Telekinesis, just to get it in.
this is what I'm gonna do then. Because I have an understanding of the Numenera, it lowers that again by 1 difficulty, right? So we're already at
Yes.
a 12.
We're at a 12.
Okay. So I'm going to then use effort, which takes away.
We're gonna say let's say speed, because I think intellect-wise it's simple. You put the thing in the lock hole.
I put the thing in the hole.
Put the thing in hole. So not so much
Speed
intellect, but speed.
Farmer could do it.
Literally what you do with your 10-second redwood.
So
It's like a Viagra pill.
If this redwood lasts more than 10 seconds.
Consult your physician.
I've got an 11, so that means 11 speed. So that if I use 1 effort, that takes down to 8.
Yes.
Right?
No. It should never be an even number. It should be 9. Did you say you used 1 effort?
Yes.
So use 3 points from your speed pool. So that's
Yeah.
reduced it from a 5 to a 4. Your ability to rest it to a 3. So that makes it a roll of 9 you need to achieve.
Right.
Hold on.
But I'm saying my speed is now an 8.
Okay.
Hold
Oh,
on,
that's
what-
what you're saying. Sounds
What
good.
is the out? Who has the out of phase ability?
Everybody has right now a cipher that they can use to go in and out of phase for 1 round.
Could we not go out of phase to reach into the box and do
I
something?
was thinking that.
Well,
The
first off, before we
difficulty with that, and you would know this, is the fact that if you're out of phase, you don't have enough control over how much phase. So when you try to grab whatever's in there, you may or may not be able to grab it and bring it back out. And
that was not my idea. I just need to give credit. That was Christopher Thomas. Christopher Thomas, thank you for the idea. Continue.
No, it's a fantastic idea. And it is possible to do. I just say it's going to be difficult.
But also, it would mean whatever object we could manage to grab on the inside would also have to go out of phase to come.
I'm saying use the out of phase ability on the seed in your hand, and you go in and you drop it or something. I don't know. How does it work? Like if you put the seed inside the thing, and then it just fucking grew.
Hey.
That would be speed again.
So what you could do is it being out of phase in your hand.
Yeah.
Because
You
the minute you
reach
let
into the
go,
object, let it go, it becomes in phase. The thing is too big for the lock, breaks automatically, and would start growing.
that's what I'm saying.
That's a good idea, Brandy Jack. Awesome. Awesome.
Okay. The only challenge, however, is now you have to use another cipher in order to accomplish that.
That's fine because we got like 5 lying on the ground.
Let's find out the difficulty of that cipher. Can someone give me a roll?
I will do it this time.
Oh, sorry. Shit. You do it.
It didn't count because I said I would do it and he rolled. I will do it. That's more like it. 3.
All right, so it's a difficulty of 3, and I'm going to just say strict intelligence. So
Well, that's something I have a lot of.
So now we've made this simple task quite difficult. So it's
No, we made
I
it.
just picture Pivot just going like, "Screw you guys," and just grabbing and crushing it with his hand. I don't know if he could, but
This works too. Maybe.
I ever tried picking it.
I can't
Wait,
do it.
if we can make the seed go out of phase, why can't we just make the outside of the box go out of phase and just grab what's inside?
Again, you could, but this might be a little bit more challenging.
And it's just, it looks so cool. Think about it. It'd be like, nah, it blows everywhere.
all right.
All right.
We need to get rid of ciphers first.
Well,
No
how
matter
many?
So
This
I
is
mean,
gonna
I'm thinking,
This will get rid of 2 right away.
Yeah.
let's just do it.
Who wants to put the thing in?
Me.
You want to do it? Shaz, do it.
Doesn't matter. Sure. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to have you do a roll of, so it's a difficulty of 9 you have to beat right off the bat. And yeah, if you get it in with this difficulty, I'm going to give it a difficulty of 4, because it would be a 9 just to use the item as is, but because you're doing a very specialized thing, I'm going to bring it up 1 level.
So a 4, that's because I'm using effort on using the 10-second redwood, and also I'm using the cipher of the vial of.
Right, so instead of just having, you're
So
being very
we're just
particular
making
about putting the
effort.
item in, dropping it, taking your hand out, that type
Right.
of thing. Because you have no feeling when you're touching this stuff. Would you know how deep you are in the thing if you're getting into the right place? You might put it right through the back. It takes a little bit of skill. So I'm going to make it a difficulty 4 if that's okay.
So target
Just
number
down the
of
other
12. So target number of 12.
Yep.
Rolling.
Wait. I didn't need it anyway. I was going to say you're going to use effort or anything, but you didn't need it. Okay.
Well, I already did use the effort from my speed, so that's down, but that's okay. I used that to bring it down to 3. Then we put another cipher in.
So everyone's discussing around the hand and trying to figure out ways to do it. And through this, the Nano comes up with a great idea. He's like, okay, I have these 2 ciphers. If I combine their abilities, I will be successful.
Well,
And
it was a group idea because Pivot came to us. Shaz closed it, and I tail-ended that. And Theric looked pretty doing it.
Okay, so Brandy Jack thinks he was involved, but Belshazzar is pretty sure he was going to do this the whole time.
Whoa! Fair enough.
So he pops the lid off this this vial, and instantly the stuff starts bubbling and smoking the same way, and he inhales it, and his whole body pins and needles all over, and it just feels like he's been sleeping on, when you fall asleep on your arms and they go to sleep, but it feels like that all over. It's actually quite painful. But he manages to concentrate, and he takes that seed and he places it right in the keyhole of the lock. And then as he pulls his hands away, you hear a crack. And instantly a little vine sticks out of the hole. And then you hear this metal breaking and this contortion of metal and the sound of wood and crackling, and all of a sudden this giant redwood pops out, and the roots go down into the ground and soar high into the air. The arm goes out on a branch about 20 feet up and out to the side. There's just severed hand, and it's now there in the tree. And you can see the box has exploded open, and something falls down.
Wait,
on
there
the
was a
ground
hand
next
in
to
the
you.
box?
Yeah, you froze.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You froze
Oh,
because
yeah.
the tree was so big.
What did you get? What did you hear?
The tree went up.
What did you hear?
Splintering out, and then I heard there was a hand.
Okay, so the hand gets lifted up with the tree.
The hand.
Oh, the giant.
The whole hand,
Wow.
the Volkswagen-sized hand goes up with it, because this tree is massive. It's a giant redwood. Like, you could drive a Volkswagen through it if there was a hole.
Redwoods are
But
huge.
the box is just exploded because of its location with the lock, and something falls, and you hear a glint. It falls about 10 feet away from you. You see a glint. You wouldn't hear a glint. You would see a glint.
Well, maybe. By the way,
Did I
we're
hear a
sponsored by
sparkle?
Volkswagen. Volkswagen sponsorship. Buy a Volkswagen.
That is one of my deciding how big something is. It's going to be
Yeah.
my staple.
Is it bigger or smaller than a Volkswagen?
It's about the size of a.
Like the bread box.
Yeah, is it bigger than a bread box?
Of
Why a
20
bread box?
All right,
Okay,
so
something's
I go
fallen
over, I take a look at it. What's on the ground?
You see what appears to be a injectable, and you are not sure what it is, but you know that if you stuck it in your leg, you would most likely have something happen.
Does it smell like a bushwhacker? This smells like a...
It doesn't smell not like a bushwhacker.
All right. Well, I pick it up and I say to everyone, I say, hey, there's a crazy little syringe here, but I can't carry it, so I throw it off to Shaz. And it sticks in his arm and it grows. I don't have...
He just has to drag his arm for the rest of the campaign.
I just have the two. I already have two, so someone else has to take this little ciphery, but I'm going to go on a limb and say that's probably Greg Bush's cipher. Or it might not be, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna
there's a GB inscribed on the handle.
George Bush!
Who made this?
I'd be happy to take that off your hands, boss.
Okay, let's... Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, what do you have enough room for it?
I got room. I left my other one back at the place with Mr. Guillaume Kittrick.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
Let's do a cipher count right away. I know that there are 3 of those vials left, so that means that, and you have a new one now, so a total of 4 more. Is there anybody, if you guys all had, well, figure out who has what, and then we'll see if anyone's over.
I have 2. I have my image projector, and I have the put pocket.
I've got the magnetic cream and the bushwhacker.
In combination,
Sounds
that's
like
really
someone needing to shave their pubic hair.
Well, you
My
should
pubic hair is too long. I could use a bushwhacker.
A bushwhacker for my 10-second redwood.
Make sure you put it in his put pocket.
Yeah, put pocket to bushwhack my 10-second redwood.
Numenera, it turns out, is very potentially phallic.
Yeah, it's very sexual.
I've got just 4. I think I still have 4 of these vials because we only use 1.
Yeah,
But
if
you
you have
got
all of them
3.
on you.
I've
So
got all.
you have the option to drop and leave a couple, or you can take them all. But you have to roll to see what the effects of having too many would be.
Unless theic has room to carry 1.
Theric, what do you got, baby?
I do. I have the ability to carry one.
Well, here, take this one, theic.
I thank you. Which one is it? What did I just grab?
The out of phase vial.
Vial of phasing?
Excellent. And I'm going to go ahead and give Christopher Thomas an XP for giving us that idea about using the fade, because I know we had the idea about using the seed, but we did not have the idea about using that fade.
Yeah, I was wondering why. That's a good idea, for sure.
Yeah. So, good job. 1 XP to the live stream.
All right, so we got that lock open, and the hand is out of the ground. Where are we headed to now, guys? We need to find this Oculus.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
we
hear
need to keep
you hear
going,
above
don't
you. You hear above you a cracking noise, and I'm going to do an intrusion. Can I have Michael? Which I don't have your name down there, but we'll get that in a bit.
Oh, where'd I go? Where'd I go?
Theric, I need you to roll a 1d20 because all of a sudden the branch that's holding this big metal hand cracks and breaks, and you see it start falling towards you. So you have 2 experience points if you want to deal with this, and if that's the case, you can keep 1 and give it to someone else. Otherwise, you can give me 1 experience point, and magically, the hand will hit another branch on the way down, and you don't even have to dodge it. It's up to you.
Okay, no, I will roll. I will try to dodge it.
Okay, so first of all, I want you to pick someone else to give the other experience point to.
Well, let's give it to Shaz there.
So Shaz, I imagine you warn him or something about you, or you just gave it to him because of the fact that he did so much.
This is my sad face.
That's basically it. I'm giving it to him because of just everything he just did there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's have you roll.
Well, let's try that.
Now, do you want to use any effort or anything?
Well, I'm sorry to say that my rolls do not show up, but so I rolled once and I got a 9.
Okay, so that's fine. You dodge out of the way, you roll, and you hear loud, and the ground shakes pretty heavily, and the hand is half buried, but now it's upside down, fingers downward. So it's almost as if someone comes along and be like, "Who put this redwood here, and who turned that damn hand upside down?" Because that's all you've done now. So that's what's happening. It looks like cousin it or whatever it is.
Could make a great shelter for somebody.
That's right.
Hey, can the bushwhacker still work on Pivot's arms even though they're cybernetic?
I've only got 1 mechanical arm.
I'm going to say no because of the fact that he wouldn't be able to inject it.
I've only got 1 mechanical arm.
Okay.
I've got my left hand is still a hand.
That's fine. Gabe just asked that, and I was curious as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. So, that was a close call, Theric. God.
You must stay on your toes when you're in the wilderness.
What time of day is it?
It is now around 4 o'clock. So,
okay, so we still got some daylight.
The sun is up in the sky, still pretty high, but it's getting to the evening.
Well, I say we keep on moving.
28-hour days, don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Are we going for Fenton Miles or Tom Steep? I forget the name.
If you're going to look for the Oculus in the bog, you would need to find Fenton Miles because Kittrick, explained to you that he thinks he stole it.
Right. So Fenton Miles. All right. So we have Codhar Breath, and are you guys ready to keep going?
Yes.
Well, do we have any idea where he is? Could we maybe track him? Maybe he left a sign behind.
So as you know, he does a lot of his research in the bog, and as Joe explained, something about particles that he needs the magnification from the Oculus.
Ah, yes.
Okay, so let's get to the bog.
Okay.
Let's keep on keeping on.
So if you guys keep moving downhill, as you move downhill, all of a sudden as you're walking, you feel the earth is starting to get softer, and as you keep moving, it starts squishing a little bit, and look down. I said a little bit.
Oh.
Or like, that's better. Thank you. Thank you.
Poppy.
I feel like I'm there.
I'm so sleepy.
And as you move and you're getting closer, you see that the trees are starting to come up, and the landscape is changing. And you hear the smell, kind of like a peaty smell, very earthy smell as you're moving down, and you start hearing the sound of moving water. It's faint, but you do hear it. Eventually, you get to what's a fairly substantial river, and it looks like the water is moving pretty steadily. But it is blocking the path that you were following, and it seems like the entrance towards the bog. Looking above the bog, you see all of these land masses that you had seen before, and the waterfalls falling into the bog, and also it appears that some of them weren't actually waterfalls at all, and water is actually going up towards them, other ones. So it's somehow quite interesting in that way.
If we walk over to the falling up water, is there any change in gravitation or?
No, nothing that you can feel. The only thing you notice is that the land masses themselves are moving slightly, and it's feeding into this big river that you're coming across that kind of surrounds the entire bog, almost like a moat that surrounds this landscape.
Is there any way to the bog other than straight through the river?
The only way, no, you would have to cross the river at some point to get into the bog, and yeah.
Well, can't go over it, can't go under it, gotta go through it. So I go up to the water and I test I take a jackknife and I take him hilt last and I dip him in the water to see how deep it is.
Be careful.
Okay, so the first thing when you walk up to the water, you see right to your right there is what appears to be some sort of machinery sticking out on your side of the river. And across the way, it appears to be more of the similar technology. And the water is moving. As you get closer, it is a very slick bank on either side. Exceptionally slick. So getting to be able to touch into the water would be quite difficult.
Okay.
The surface of the water is moving slightly, and there are lily pads every so often in the water. And they some actually are moving against the current, which is surprising.
Do the two mechanical things line up on either sides of the bank or either sides of the river?
Yes, they appear to be directly across from one another.
Well, it looks like there's some sort of bridge we can use. Does anyone know how to work this thing? Shaz?
I can take a look.
Pivot?
I would like to take a look at what's going on with this. Maybe we could use the phase juice. Somehow get in. Is it big enough for us to like fit in?
What?
The thing
what's
that's
big
on
enough?
the thing
No,
that's
I
on
think
the
it
other
is-
side of the river.
I think it's like two things that are like maybe like a light bridge between them or something like that. Like it's not a thing you can get into so much as like a contraption that would.
Like
Well, let's
two
have-
Volkswagen Golfs on either side.
Is it bigger or smaller than a Volkswagen?
Let's have you do, if you want to find out, you'd have to do some sort of check in order to figure out, what kind of contraption this is and to investigate it further.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can just, oh, that's what this is. It is something you've never seen before, so you'd have to expect it.
I would guess, and this is just me, based on the similarity between the two on opposite sides of the river. I would assume in some way, maybe at some point, there was a bridge between the two that got destroyed. Or it's a mechanical contraption that creates a bridge, but that would just be Brandy Jack's kind of thought that there would be some way to cross based on the description. So could be totally wrong though. I'm wrong often.
I'm wondering if like what you're thinking there, some sort of bridge, but I'm also thinking some kind of tunnel maybe. If this one device on this side is the gateway for a tunnel, right, to go to the other side, but it could be infested waters. I don't know what these lily pads. It could be something underneath them.
Yeah, they do seem to be moving the other way too. Pivot. Why don't you take a look at it?
Theric.
I would caution you against disturbing waters. There are often things that live just below the surface. You should always try to look, listen, smell before you enter any waters of unknown sources.
Can I hug him? I want to hug you.
It's good
Theric,
advice.
would you like a hug?
No, but I thank you for the option.
It's an open invitation. You let me know anytime you want.
I'll be perfectly honest. I don't want to get close enough to smell it.
Neither do I.
No, but I think this mechanical contraption could be something if you want to take a look at it.
So I walk over to the mechanical contraption.
And I offer light.
Is that an asset?
No, because it's you're not quite into the swamp and bog, so The coverage is not the foliage. It does not cover enough the light for it to be needed. It's still bright enough out.
Well,
Okay.
I still do it because I'm nice.
I still appreciate it.
No problem. And I put one hand on Pivot's back and kind of just rub it while he's looking.
Okay, let's have you roll Pivot an intellect check.
Okay.
What are you focusing on? Are you focused on the Numenera in particular?
I'm just looking.
Or the river, or what are you focusing on?
I'm looking on the machine itself.
Okay, let's have you roll a intellect check. Yep.
Do I get an output? I
True.
guess I don't have
See?
an-
According to Andre, this is where the Atari would have helped.
Yeah, could just picked him up and moved him across.
Don't worry, guys. I have a red button. There we go. I would have loved it.
Sorry. I
Now,
should have.
And again, Greg Bush also, yes, I thought of that too. I was just waiting, for Brandy Jack to just stop fucking talking. But
I don't even remember what I was saying.
you were saying he wanted to hug you. Wow, that turned hostile quick.
I did want to know if I would know anything about the lily pads and why they may be going.
Brandy Jack, I want to give you 1 experience point for facing that intrusion.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Not really, though. Keep it. No, you don't. You don't actually get it. Okay. All right. So, Justin, you are going to inspect the Numenera, the strange device that's broken out, and you actually recognize it right away to be very similar to the piping device that you saw present inside the houses, or the Fog and Folly that you visited. But it clearly has a different purpose, but very similar technology. Let's have you do a roll.
Okay, so this is intelligence?
Yep.
All right, so my intellect pool isn't as big as Shaz's, or Brandy's, or Derek's, I don't think. So I don't know if I'm the best person to be looking at it. I'm looking at it. But, hey, I said I'd try.
I'm rubbing his back. Do I give him any bonus?
No, but you do make him feel good about himself.
That should be a bonus.
Well, not in my world.
Oh, it's actually a negative.
Confidence bonus.
Do not have confidence.
All right, so
Okay, are you going to add any effort? Are you just going to go up and take a look?
is there any way of working together at this goal? Like if Shaz were to come and help me, is there a way to make it easier?
I could have Shaz expel some effort to give you a +1, or no, I'll have him to give you a +3, as we discovered was something that could be done. I will do that in this situation. So if
And how hard
Shaz
is
comes
Brandy
over.
Jack rubbing? Maybe he's applying effort.
he's rubbing him in the direction of where to look.
Yes.
Look here, Pivot. Look here. No, you are going to get a +3 to your roll if, for example, the nano were to expel effort in order to do so.
Now, I don't
Okay.
want to rain on anybody's parade, but I don't think that's how it works. I think it's if I apply that to
Your
that
own
effort
points.
to a damage,
Yes.
not to lower difficulty of task. Still,
I agree.
You can only lower by 1.
I agree, but I'm going to give you the benefit instead of lowering it by 1 point. I said 3, but that doesn't make sense. So let's give you a +1. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But you still have to use your effort in order to do it, so it's very expensive to get that +1.
Well,
This is a house rule. This is a house rule. I know it's not the actual written rules.
I say, don't help me. Don't help me. I'm going to figure this out on my own.
and I kind of stand there like guys standing around other guys working on their cars, and I just watch.
Yep, he's not doing that right. I could do this, but I'm not going to help him.
All
and
right.
Derek begins to swim across.
Derek begins to swim across.
Derek
Okay.
Okay, before he does that, let's have Pivot do the roll just because he wanted to do it first.
Absolutely.
All right. Natural 3.
Okay. Looking at it, you know exactly what I've told you already, except for you notice that it is covered in this slime. This mucusy stuff that, you're not going to touch. I don't know if you're going to touch. You might touch it. But it looks like a mucusy, and you can see it dripping and oozing a little bit. While you do this, you hear a splash and a plunk. as theic slips on the bank and instantly is underwater.
Oh man.
theic, what kind of materials are you wearing?
Really just clothing. And I've got my backpack and my bow and arrows.
Okay, so theic has just plummeted into the water. He's slipped and he's down, and surprisingly, even though the surface level of the water seems like it's moving at a steady pace, not listening to his own advice, he wanted to disturb the water.
Yeah, I
And,
was about to say, don't touch the water, guys.
And there's an exceptionally strong undercurrent, and theic, you begin to be pulled downstream.
Hey,
All right.
Bubbles begin to come out of your mouth.
The minute he dove in while I'm rubbing Pivot's back, I'd probably turn my attention to him and walk over to make sure he was safe. If he starts getting pulled, I would pull my rope out of my explorer's pack and throw it down to him.
Okay, so theic's already in the water, and he's actually being sucked to the bottom and being pulled. So, in order to get the rope to him, you would need to, like, if you throw the rope in, it's just going to float on the surface.
Right. Okay. Then I hand one end to Pivot, and I say, "Look, you're the only one that's going to be able to pull me up." And I tie the other end around my waist, and I say, "Shaz, if something goes wrong, just tell my wife and kids I love them." And I dive in.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to make this a challenge.
Why
So
wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. You're jumping into a big undercurrent river.
With the slime that was on the device is also on the bank, so it's very slippery, and hence why theic lost his footing so quickly. Theic, I'm going to have you roll first. This is going to be prior to Brandy Jack getting into the water.
hey,
So you're going to roll for an endurance check. Okay, you're holding your breath and you're swimming against the stream in order not to lose your place.
endurance. Okay, can I use swimming as well?
In addition to this, knowing the fact that you are infused with metal,
Yes.
you are going to have an added difficulty to this roll. Okay. So, let's have you roll. Sorry, you're going to be doing a strength check or a might test. Sorry, a might roll.
Yep. Okay. So what am I doing?
So you're going to roll a d20 for us, and we're going to find out. It depends what you want to do. I mean, you can just drown, or you can work. Oh, you just rolled it.
Yep.
Okay, so you don't manage to get a footing, and you're being dragged down river.
Okay.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Brandy Jack, I'm going to have you do the same. You're going to
All right.
try to get towards him.
Okay.
Okay, so let's have you.
Before I roll, what can I use? Can I expend? So I'm using my might or speed or?
It is might. Yep.
All right.
Might or speed. Might or speed, whichever one you prefer.
I'll do speed at this point because I feel like I would just be trying to catch up to him.
Because it's like the difference of doing like explosive or like lots of paddling, fast paddling.
Yeah, that's my thinking, right? Like I'd be more like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Doggy paddle.
And looking back, and Pivot still has the rope, yeah?
Yeah, I still got it.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
Okay.
And I look at Pivot, and I give him the eyes, and I go, BFFs.
Okay. Are you going to expel some effort?
I am going to, yeah. I'm going to use 3 of my speed to increase the difficulty, or lower the difficulty by 1.
Wait. Thanks, there.
Yeah, waste that.
That's okay. This will be one of those defining moments that gets me my hug.
It's your concern.
It's not really
That's all I care
not a
about.
hug when he's grasping you for life. It doesn't count. It's not a hug.
Oh, shit!
What'd you roll? I can't see it.
No, I haven't rolled yet. But I want to turn to fucking... What's his name? Shaz. No, Justin has the fucking extender bushwhacker, doesn't he?
I got the bushwhacker.
Oh no, Theic's got the bushwhacker. Okay. Wait,
No,
who
I
has the
don't.
bushwhacker?
I've got the bushwhacker.
Oh shit, he should have had it, because we could have fucking... Anyway, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to spend 1, and I'm going to roll now, so it's going to be lowered by 1 difficulty.
You know what you could do, and this is just, I don't know if you want my advice or something
Hold
cool
on.
to do.
Well, maybe I should look in case I
Let's
haven't.
just, you know what would be a neat thing to do with your Cipher? Is you have the put pocket. You take the rope and you put it in your pocket and have it come up in Theic's pocket. Just as
Oh,
a
I'm already
quick
in the
idea.
water. It's tied around my waist. If that
Yeah,
doesn't
that-
work, I'm gonna do that. Because otherwise, but then I'd be screwed.
And I don't know if Theic would notice it. He'd just be like, "What is that? What is
No,
going on? What's this?"
Actually, I got a question for you. If I'm going out of phase, do I get lighter?
No, you literally are impermeable. Ah, that's a good point.
Mhm.
Because you're permeable, the water would literally just rush through you. And I would say it would be the equivalency of walking at that point. Yes, that's a very good point. Yeah, you would be literally walking at the bottom. You wouldn't be able to breathe
Mm-hmm.
in the same way, but yeah, you would literally be able to walk through the particles of water.
Right.
Interesting. But in the meantime, we need Brandy Jack to make a roll.
And we got 12.
So, Brandy Jack, you dive in and you do a nice swan dive,
I
dodging
die. So, Brandy Jack, you die.
and moving on. No. He's
And
dead.
an incursion.
So he dives in with actually some grace. He does a little bit of a swan dive. And instantly he goes deep to the bottom, just shallow enough not to bash off the bottom, and he finds Theic and grabs onto him, I imagine. Is that fair, Brandy Jack?
Definitely. No, I hug him from behind. I'm like, and I'd whisper in his ear, I'd say, "Don't you do this to me again, you tough son of a bitch."
Which comes out as.
You know what's going to happen? Theic is now going to go impermeable or out of phase, and the hug's just going to go through him. He's going to go down the river and be like, "No!"
Oh, God.
Okay, back to anybody else want to do anything, or else I'm going to go back to Theic.
Okay, I'm going to. Yeah, I guess I'm just holding onto the rope as best I can.
Yep. I imagine with your hand you have a very good grip.
Yeah.
With both of them being there, and the fact that there's two bodies being pulled against the river, it is quite strenuous. So
Okay.
let's have you do a might check.
Okay.
And actually, not to make it more difficult on us, but
It sounds like you're about to.
Don't
I'm
say it.
because all my metal is subdermal, he may not have been prepared for how heavy I was.
That being said, I'm also going to counteract the fact that he's got the metal hand, so his grip is
Yeah.
already advanced.
Okay. And okay, so I'm going to roll. Well, actually, first, I'm going to add some effort. I'm going to take a tier of effort.
Yep.
So that'll drop me down to 15.
What is the nano doing? He's been doing that for like the last.
I'm using my telekinetic abilities to hold these guys so it's not so strong.
Unfortunately, you can't see where they are in the water, so it's tough.
Oh!
All right,
All right.
pivot.
So
Let's see what you got.
okay, I'm rolling. So 16
Yeah.
minus 1 tier.
Okay, you
know what
are
time it is.
successful. You dig your feet in. As you were being pulled closer and closer to the edge, which had the slime on it, you dug your heel in, and you managed to keep your foot in, and you'll be able to hang on to that rope.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Theic. Theic, you are starting to inhale some water a little bit as it's pulling on you very heavily. You feel Brandy Jack embrace you, and
Yeah, embrace.
what do you do?
I fully embrace.
Okay, so you embrace him back, and that's it. You guys are just holding each other
And I
at
start
the bottom
kicking
of the
my
river.
Swim.
Okay, you start kicking, so you're going to try to swim as well. So let's have you do another might or speed check.
I will do speed, and I will apply effort. So I'm rolling 1d20
Yeah, I'm going to give you the fact that he's hanging on to you as an advantage. Oh!
because I could use it.
You could have used it. Unfortunately, however, the weight is still overwhelming, and I think you're panicking a little bit because you didn't expect this in the river. It looked like a calm stream. You jumped in and you sunk to the bottom.
That is true. I was not expecting that.
And you take a mouthful of water. Okay, Brandy Jack.
So did he slip out of my grasp?
No, he's still in your grasp. I wouldn't make it a 1. I think a 1 would do that. You're still hanging on to him.
All right, then I know. I don't know what his ciphers are, eh? I don't know what your ciphers
Well,
are.
you would know he has that out of phase one because you were there for that.
If I'm holding him and he's out of phase, and I grab his cipher and I stick it in his arm or
Oh,
whatever.
I'm not out of phase, though. I didn't take that potion.
Sorry, what I mean to say, if I took it and stuck it and he went out of phase, but I was holding him.
Okay, here's the difficulty with that cipher. It's the fact that you have to inhale a vapor. So you at least need to get your head above the water. I really like that idea, and I think it's great if you can make it work. But you see what the problem?
Yeah. I was just trying to think of getting him lighter so it would work.
Yeah.
Because at this point, especially with my ciphers, I don't really have anything I can do. Other than, oh my god, no, I got nothing. So I'm just going to, I'll just hold on to him tighter and I'll scream to pivot.
So you're just, you're not even gonna, you're just gonna hang on to him, but you're not gonna try to get out of it.
Theoretically, I mean, like, if I were in the moment, I can't even imagine with his
Hanging
legs
on,
being
trying to.
well, with his legs being right in front of mine, I don't even think kicking. Oh, cat! Everybody drink.
Don't have it.
With his legs being right in front of mine, I can't imagine that I would be able to really kick. That's just
You wouldn't be able to kick. But what I will say is that because he's a heavyweight, he's a dead weight, almost filled with metal. You can push off the bottom.
Okay, then I will push off the bottom.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well,
Before I roll that, I'll let Shaz say what he's going to say.
so right now we've got two guys we've got theic and Brainjack in the water, and Pivot's holding onto the rope. I want to try and use my abilities, all of my power in my mind, to help pull that rope, because I can see the rope. Help pull that rope with Pivot. You know, hopefully we can really just give it a good running start. I don't want to push Pivot because he might lose footing, but at least if I can grab the rope, I can pull it with him and his arm.
So you're gonna talk to Pivot and tell him what you're gonna do.
Pivot, let me help you pull that rope with my mind powers, bitch.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so go right ahead.
All right. Well, let me roll. Now I'll roll the.
Oh yes,
push-off
thank you.
thing.
Sorry.
I was only letting Alex talk because he hadn't talked in a while.
And if we do it at the same time, it might be an asset.
Oh, hey, yeah. Can we join things?
Push off the bottom.
If we do things at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll say this is happening at the same time, so I'm gonna lower the difficulty.
Cool.
So this, so helping, yeah.
Now, would it be more advantageous for Alex to help pull the rope, or to have Shaz prevent Pivot from falling forward anymore?
Pivot's not gonna fall forward anymore. He's got his foot placed good.
Perfect.
He's just not in a state right now to be able to pull him out.
Excellent. Then let's do it. Then let's roll it all together. So
3. Is it D20?
Am I rolling too?
I don't know. Is Justin rolling as well?
Let's have just you roll, but we'll give it you as an asset to your roll.
Oh, just me, and then I'll get an asset. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go, guys. Hold on to your buttsicles.
Alex, if you want to do this, I need you to use effort.
Okay.
Okay, is that fair? It would have to be might, too.
Where did Pivot go? Oh, there he is.
He's in and out. You know him. He's too cool for school.
He's out of phase? Oh, there he is.
He was out of phase for a moment, Dustin. All right, I'm rolling this. He's using effort. Yep. I'm not going to use any more effort.
Yep.
But we're getting the asset. Here we go.
Okay. So successful. Bad. So you feel the rope pull on you, and you guys.
You feel the Pope pull on us?
The Pope pulls on you. The Amber Pope. And luckily, the banks of the river are slimy, so you just shoot out of the water. You guys all fall on the bank. theic, can you take 4 points of might damage?
I can.
As you're coughing up water, and you feel the strain from that. Coughing.
Very
That is a realistic life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's just mute him for a second.
Airball.
David Hasselhoff run over and bow his head in shame and turn around.
And I lie next to him on the bank, and I throw my arm around him and I cough him, or I hug him. Don't you do that again, theic.
Okay. When
now
you
you know why you shouldn't mess with waters you're unfamiliar with.
lesson learned.
That's why you always leave a note.
Can I have Theric and Brandy Jack do a more or less a perception check? We're not going to do a random one.
I did not see anything with the 3.
You don't know that.
Well, I
Oh, wow. Hey, it's better than the last roll.
Okay.
it's true.
So you guys didn't see anything down there, but you felt what felt to be kind of like a something walking on you,
A duck.
like something small just walk across your body.
Fucking
But
ducks.
you know, could have been anything. Could have been the water.
Hmm.
All right, so you guys are spluttering on the side of the riverbank, a little bit covered in mucus. This white, translucent mucus.
Oh, it's like
Or like-
being born again.
I'm picturing Ghostbusters swimming in the slime.
The ooze, or whatever it's
The ooze,
called.
yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly.
And I turn to Theric, and I want to say to Theric, "Why, man? Why? Come on!"
Did you guys feel something walking on you? Is that what you said? You said you felt something walking on you?
We didn't say anything yet, but yeah, we did. I don't know. I did. Theric, did you feel that?
Yes.
I wonder if it's something that we could walk across as well. What's walking on you? What are those lily pads doing? I look down at lily pads, and they're moving against the current, right?
Some are moving with the current. And if you do a check, maybe we can find out some more
Yeah.
information.
That's what I want to do. I want to do a identifying plants.
Okay, so this is a place you've never been in before. So I have a task difficulty in my mind. Let's have you do a roll. So no effort spent. He's
No,
still
but-
lowered it by 1 difficulty and still was not successful. However, something rings a bell in your head. You do recognize them. There's something particular about them, but you can't remember.
Can
Maybe-
I then try using plants to see if I remember how I use them?
You could try to roll again, but you'd have to definitely expel effort in order to do
Yep,
so.
I'll do
That's the
that.
rule. Okay.
Don't jump in that river again.
So just to be clear, because of your asset or your advantage, your skill,
Yeah.
you're going to lower it by 2 steps now.
Okay.
Okay. So you used intellect, I imagine?
There we go. Yes, I did. I'm going to use intellect, yes.
Okay. You recognize them as Crinos metallum, which is a very rare water plant. At first glance, you looked at them and you thought they're just typical lily pads. But the fact that you felt that underwater and the fact that they're moving against the current triggered for you to look a little closer. And you know them to be this very rare species. And I have a visual cue to show you exactly what they look like. Just 1 second. Is it?
Visual cue, visual cue. In the meantime, I turn to Theric and I say, "You're so pretty."
Thank you.
Are you guys all right over there?
Yeah, we're good.
Enough
Are we
of
on
that.
the other side of the bank?
No, he just talks loud.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. It'll just be a moment.
I wonder the same thing though, Pivot. Are they okay over there?
What did Theric say to me? I missed that.
I think he just gave you a kiss.
I said, I thank
The
you,
one-
but that will be enough of that.
And I say, "Theric, Theric, Theric." All right, that's fine. You scare me.
Sorry, guys. Almost there. Almost.
That's okay. In the meantime, I would kind of try to get back up as I'm wiping this goo off myself and say, "Pivot, did we take a look at this machine? Can we not identify this to see if it's some sort of bridge or something?"
Yeah.
Because I do think that's probably the best way across if this works as a bridge.
Are you talking to me?
Your Pivot, yeah, buddy.
Oh, sorry, I zoned out. I was looking at a picture on Facebook. I put
What
my
the hell
phone
is a
back in my
Facebook?
pocket.
That's all right. I was gonna say, we should check out this machine thing on the side of the riverbank.
I'll be honest with you, Brandy. I know I look like I know a lot about mechanical stuff, but really I don't know much at all.
All right, Shaz.
Not much for intellect.
Shaz, come check this out.
I will take a look as soon as the powers that be are ready.
All right. I'm just about ready. Here we are, guys. So, you picture it. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Here we go. So,
Drum roll.
Kinetic abilities to see it.
Okay.
We waiting for something?
Okay. So, you see that it's this type of thing.
Ah.
Yeah, so you know it as a Krynos Metallum, and which you've translated in some of the books that you've read, and it translates into more or less like a lily pad that does like a surveying lily pad, something that goes around, and it literally detects metal in the ground, and the bigger that it feeds off the metal. It's been genetically modified over years in order to find metal in that time, and they harvest it, and these pearls of metal, these ball bearings, reside in their hands that are at the bottom here. You also notice that some of them are actually climbing the waterfalls by using the pad on the top actually as sort of a propeller in order to get up the waterfall. So it's very attracted to metal, so it's a good chance that's why you felt something walk on you, because it was attracted to your internal. Now, you also know that in order to ingest the metal, it has this type of mouth on the bottom. And you know, it's not going to be particularly dangerous, because usually it just finds specks and stuff through the sand as it's going through and ingests the metal. But over time, it would probably, you know, eat through your skin in order to get to it. So very, very attracted to metal. It uses some sort of magnetic field, very similar to a metal detector.
Can I just say, that hand specifically scares the fucking shit out of me.
That's why I want to give the person who made it 2 experience points. I think it's fair.
Nice.
Oh, did someone make that?
Someone drew that for me, and I think it's fantastic.
Is it
Who
Zara?
drew it?
It might be.
Oh, is this?
That's perfect. I've got her on.
She's on the thing. I saw it.
sheet.
Yeah, so I came up with the idea, and I described it to her, and she drew me the picture. So
That is awesome.
That is very cool. The hand specifically scares me.
Yeah.
Makes me feel weird.
yeah,
Really?
so these things are literally they walk across the water. You'll see these lily pads dropping down and out. So they'll tuck their lily pad in, and they'll drop down, and they'll sieve through the sand, and then they'll go back up and float around looking for specks of metal inside the bottom of the beds. Okay, you're also noticing the ones that are climbing up the waterfalls are carrying rocks with them, and it seems like they've grown some symbiotic relationship between the floating masses and themselves in order to sustain those masses because of the erosion that would happen from the water. They're carrying earth with them to make sure that the ground doesn't completely go away, and in so doing, the flow of the water continues, allowing them to further look for metal pieces. So theic was quite clever with the effort he expended in order to find all that stuff out.
Now, did he share this with us, theic? Are you sharing this with us?
They're pond walkers.
That's it? That's all you're saying?
Yeah.
Do you know what those are? I don't know what those are. What's a pond walker, theic?
I'm assuming it, Brandy Jack.
I'm sorry.
They walk on the bottom and they feed off rocks.
Metal in particular.
Yeah.
But maybe he didn't want to tell us that.
They
Oh,
feed
sorry.
off rocks.
So are they across the river from Shaz and I?
They are in the river. So all you see are these lily pads. You don't see the hands.
No,
see
sorry.
them.
I mean Brandy, Jack, and theic.
No, they're still
No.
on the same side because you pulled them with the rope, right? So they're on the same river side as you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what, guys? I'm thinking. what theric just described to us sounds like these things might be working for someone, or they might just be automated. This might be their process. They might just do this. But if we follow them to the source, what's to stop? Maybe they could carry us up one of these waterfalls. What do you guys think? Instead of crossing, let's follow them around to see where this river takes us. Maybe this river takes us right to where Fenton Miles is.
It's getting late, Shaz. I don't know if we can follow around lily pads before it gets dark.
Which makes me remember that those of you who need to take armor strain should do so now.
Right. No, I don't. Mine's just a speed negative.
Okay.
I don't know. I think we should focus on getting across this river. Now, is there a way to use these lily pads to get across? How durable are they, theric, if we were to jump on them?
That is an excellent question I would like to pose to the gods. Let me ponder this.
Okay, so what you remember is that one of them, chances are you would not be able to stand up, but if you had a few of them, they do support a certain amount of weight, so you need to mass them somehow.
Before we consider stepping on... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Before we consider stepping across the lily pads, I think we should collectively take a look at this fucking machine here thing.
Wow.
That's
what I was going to say.
Yeah, because this thing might work, man. It looks like it shoots right across.
Let me take a look at it, because there might be some panels that are just not really obvious to the normal looker upon her. As soon as you wipe the slime away, there could be buttons.
And I'm going to take a drink out of my bottle over here, because I have been parched after saving so many lives.
That was a big sip.
I wonder if that was water or if that was booze.
There's a bit of booze. There's nothing wrong with that. We're in the afternoon.
Okay, so can I take a look at this using my intellect?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, do you know the difficulty of it?
I sure do.
I'm going to roll then.
Just no effort, nothing. Just going to roll.
Can I help him in any way by being next to him with my intellect?
Nope.
Okay.
Unless you're going to also expel effort, we can give him a +1, like we were saying earlier. But
right.
otherwise, no.
Now hold on. Did I use my? Did I really do anything before? No, I guess I didn't. So I didn't use any effort yet today. When Pivot was looking at it.
But that being said, you might not be at full effort because of last game. Remember, only some people chose to use their healing.
No, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you're back at full.
I was only just because of the way the numbers work.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah. So I am going to use effort on this then.
Okay.
So my intellect dropped.
Okay.
By 3. Right?
Yep.
Use 1 effort. So
You don't have your edge there? I thought you had your edge.
And I do have my edge.
Then it's only dropped by 2.
So 2. It's only 2.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to just say right away, you don't need to roll. Just because... No, it doesn't matter.
Quickly clear it.
Get rid of it. Get rid of the 1. It's too bad. But anyways, because you've dropped it down, you've expended the effort. Looking at it, you know that it is damaged. Looks like some sort of... Whatever created this mucus has damaged it. It is something you can repair. It's in your ability to repair. But it will take some time. Probably at least 3 hours for you to do it.
What do you guys think?
Well, I think as much as these, I would love to walk across these lily pads, I feel like that might be a little bit of a weird thing to do. Can we not just have theric throw us across?
It is at least 10 meters across. So
does anyone have any ciphers? Oh, see, this would have been a fucking good spot for that tree thing.
Again, you have those vapors you could use potentially, and just walk across. Right? You could drink the vapor, go in a phase, have the water not rush against you, literally walk across the riverbed and come out the other side.
Is there any trees we could tie one like a rope to this side and someone could fit?
There's
There-
a tree on this side. We'd say it's about. It could support a human.
Let's do that then. Shaz, why don't you do this? Why don't you take that phase thing? I'll tie one end of this rope to this tree. You hold the other end, drink the phase thing, walk across, tie it to the other side, and then the three of us can climb across.
I think that sounds like a solid plan.
The
No
only
pun
problem
intended.
with that plan is either the whole rope has gone out of phase, or none of the rope has got out of phase, but he has, in which case he would just lose it.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't hold
then put it this way. How far across is the river, you said?
10 meters.
10 meters. I can throw a rope 10 meters. Well, at the very least, theic could.
That's okay. Maybe if you had a weight with it.
Yeah, so Shaz, why don't you walk across? We'll tie a rock to one end of this. When you get across, theic will throw that rock attached to the rope across. You can tie it to a tree. We'll tie our end to a tree. Boom, bang, bing. We've wasted an hour here. Let's do it.
Even better, can I just lift myself up using my telekinetic abilities and float myself across?
You're not a god.
No, you can't do that.
Yet. I'm not a god yet.
But Brandy Jack's suggestion seems like it would work, for sure.
Let's try it then. So I take one of these vials, and I
Yep.
just pump it back. Oh.
So do an intellect roll,
Alrighty.
and you're successful. You pump it back. You pop the cap off, and smoke comes out, and you feel that tingling sensation that you've grown used to now, and now you can walk across. So no problem. The slime doesn't even affect you. You walk down the bank, and you see all these hands walking across the bottom beside you, and it's such a weird sensation because it's like bed knobs and broomsticks all over again. Anyways, so you come out the other side of the bank, and slowly the tingling sensation subsides, and you come back into phase.
Oh, I hate that. Okay,
You look
toss
at
me the
the-
rope.
Pivot,
Okay.
theic. I'm no thrower.
Okay. You know what? You guys would do this eventually, right? You would take the time, you would miss, you tie a rock to it, you throw it across, you miss, you try again.
Not
Eventually, you guys get the rope across.
Theic wouldn't miss.
Theric does it on
Eventually-
its first try. In fact, it was dangerously close to knocking out Balthazar.
So we
All
just
right.
got to get across the river now.
Yep.
Yeah, let me go first because you guys are a little heavier, and that way, if something goes wrong, I'm not dead. So I climb across the top.
No, it's true.
You guys are a little heavier, so I'll go first in case I die doing it.
And I tie it to a tree.
I'm
yeah.
gonna say this is a standard action, so it's at least it's now a standard action with the rope, so it's a difficulty target number of 6.
And we got it.
So you're across.
Perfect. And I look back and I say, theic, you have no metal parts. You're much lighter than. Actually, I would have lifted him up and felt him really heavy.
Yeah, be careful. He is quite.
You know he's heavy, but he could
heavy.
be muscular too, right? He could be very muscular in order so he sinks to the bottom.
Well, I guess my question is there a big difference between having muscles and having metal parts? Is this like a ton versus a few hundred pounds?
It would be, yeah. He's exceptionally heavy, but again, it would be very hard to tell within the confines of being pushed down by water and the pull of the water.
Yeah, and that's my thinking. I don't want to break the game.
Yeah,
My
we're gonna
question-
say he's heavy. You know he's heavy, unnaturally heavy, but you wouldn't clue into metal necessarily.
Yeah, logic would still dictate that
Something about him.
he
makes
would be
him have to-
lighter. Yeah, he would still be lighter than Pivot logically because in my mind Pivot has metal parts.
Yeah, you're looking at him. He seems like he was 200 pounds heavier than he ought to be.
He has a heavy heart.
Okay, so
theic, come across.
All right. Now, if I use my climbing skill, will that help?
yes, we'll say it does.
Excellent.
You do manage to get across. But just so it's pulling and the rope is you're afraid you're gonna get pulled in. The guy's hanging on the other side, but because there's two of you, you manage to hang on.
Right.
Theric, drudgingly, the rope actually bends into the water, and instead of being pulled on the surface, Theric actually just sinks to the bottom and pulls himself across the bottom. It comes out the other side going. So that's what happens.
Okay, so now I'm gonna try to cross.
Last is Pivot. Now, Pivot, would not be smart just to take the rope off the tree and tie it to yourself?
Yes, it would be smart to do that.
That was going to be my suggestion.
Sorry, I shouldn't play the game. I
Yeah,
should just
me.
watch the game.
I was actually going to say that.
You now can't do that because I said so.
No, well, I was going to say it anyway. I was going to say it anyway because realistically, we would just be tied to the other end of the fucking river. We wouldn't be able to use it. I want my rope back, so I'd say untie it and tie it to your waist before you come over.
Okay, I got it tied. I'm ready. Crossing.
And I'd make sure Theric is holding the rope with me too.
I just tie it to Theric. He's just counterweight.
And
Derek is pulling as well.
All right, I'm not going to make you guys roll for this because you managed to do it. Because you're pulling so quickly, you just see Pivot being dragged and his limbs like falling behind him. So you guys managed to get to the other side.
all right.
High fives!
And then we look back, and all of our equipment's on the other side.
Okay, so as you guys keep moving through the bog, it actually starts getting a little denser. It starts looking like this. And it's later in the day, so it's getting darker. But these tufts of
Oh god, I don't want
Spoiler.
spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Oh, that sucks. That's so funny.
All
Anyway,
right, let's pick up the pace, guys. I'm thinking if we
you
can
can
get to
walk across
Fenton
his
Miles
tops.
before night. Yeah, if we can get to Fenton Miles before night, we could probably get a drink or two out of him.
Haven't you already quenched your thirst already once today?
Otis? No.
Pivot.
Yes, pivots.
okay, so winding your way through the smelly, gurgling bog, you notice that every so often, some of these ponds, the water looks a little clearer and it's fizzing a little. And there's this effervescent smell coming from it, not unlike the fizz that you drunk in the bar.
Ah.
Keep moving along. Eventually,
Well, hold on now. No, I'm just kidding.
well, I mean, you can drink it. What?
No.
Can we see a picture of that bog again?
Theric, go. No, you can't, because we don't know what will happen if I go back there. It's scary.
But I would get that little lip licking hankering from the smell of the fizz. I could quench my thirst right about now.
Okay, you can
But I
try
look
it.
at Otis. I look at Otis and be like, no, Pivot.
Who's Otis? Yeah.
Otis is Pivot's first name, and me being his best friend,
right.
I call him Pivot in front of you guys, but as friend, I would call him Otis.
Otis
Pivot is just
Fairchild,
tight.
right.
Or when he's angry at me, he calls me Otis.
Otis, get back to your room.
Exactly. Otis
Like-
Vivian Fairchild.
Like when he's counting my drinks, Otis, I'm fine. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
So moving along, you winding from where the bog, these little patches of moss that you can cross, and you see some animals, you see some different wildlife, some crocodile-like creatures, and eventually you come to what looks like it's been cultivated a little bit more, and it looks like a hut that are just rows of trees very densely grown together, but it's definitely shaping what looks like a building, a house.
Okay, I'd say we take a quick huddle and a squat. What time of day is it? Is it getting darker or?
It's very dark now because of the fact that you guys took so long in the river, and you're
Yeah.
in this. It's also the overhang, right? So
Well, my thinking is that, again, we were traveling before, so we're familiar with approaching dangerous territory and things like that. So, we kind of have signals worked out or whatever we would do, and we would quickly take a quick group, and I would address everybody and just be like, all right, so there's two ways we can go about this, guys, and we know the drill. I can go up and talk to Fenton Miles, well, the four of us could, or we could do it, how we've done in the past and just try to take it. What do you guys think?
I think the inquisitive style. We don't even know if he has the Oculus. We don't even know if this is Fenton Miles' place.
Yeah, we don't know. But if it is, we don't want to ruin our options of being friends with him.
Theric?
Agreed.
Mind you, if we do that, what if he just says, no, you can't have the Oculus?
Well,
That's not really an option for him.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Well, my thinking is this. it might be clever to hide our numbers, meaning me and theic or Pivot or Shaz go up to the front door and speak with him. If he's comfortable with giving us the Oculus in a fairly reasonable way, we can talk to him and just take it. Or we can maybe distract him while the two sneak in through the back and steal it, if it comes to that.
Well, he might have a good reason for taking the Oculus, too. His intentions may not be bad.
Oh, for sure. And I think once a quick conversation would deduce that. But to reveal that all four of us are here willing to take it back might be playing our cards a little too soon.
I like that. I like the idea of splitting us. But I'm wondering if I go in with you, Brandy Jack, I assume you're going in. If I go in with you and I use my hedge magic, can I spook him a bit and make him kind of think that I'm more dangerous than I am? Or am I better on the outside and you take one of these fellas in with you?
My thinking is me and theic go in. For on the off chance that he gets violent, and obviously I'm not that great at protecting myself, theic would be a great asset to me. And that way you and Pivot could stay around back. And perhaps we could figure out some sort of, like saying or something. If I say a word, then that means he's not willing to cooperate, at which point you guys could infiltrate the back, steal what it is, and then leave. And if everything is good, I could say Kokomo, and you guys could come around back, I could introduce you, and the four of us could go in and try to solve it amicably.
What do you want the word to be for emergency?
How about this? If it's an emergency, I'll say, theic, let's kill them. And if it's not an emergency, I'll say, theic, let's not kill them.
Alright, that's too close. What's a not? Let's use a different non-emergency.
Fair enough.
All clear.
May I propose something as well?
Of course.
May I propose that I do stay back, but I let you wear these gauntlets of mine? You said you were not very good at protecting yourself. Through these gauntlets, I can control your actions.
Well, while I'm open to the idea, I think I'm also not very good at it because of my strength, not just the moves. So
Just do it, Brandy.
I'm not going to do that. As fun as it would be to watch.
As much as theic has looked into, he knows what the Cipher does because he's done some research, and he believes that him controlling your body, he knows how to fight. He knows how to make his body move. So although you might not have the strength or the speed by itself, he knows how to combine what you have and turn you into a lethal weapon. So he could literally move your hands in such a way that it could do some serious damage.
If
or
necessary.
I could just make you touch yourself. No.
It's a sound logic, but
There's
in
your
all
hug.
fairness, when you jumped in the river earlier, you made me not want to too much be controlled by your actions. On the off chance, you make me do something that I'm not quite ready to do. Just yet. If I'm like, hey, we can reach an amicable solution, slap! I need a slap.
How bad could it be?
Okay, I'm going to use a GM intrusion.
God damn it, he's going to make me fucking do it.
And because of the fact that you had a drink earlier, these inhibitions that would normally come up are gone.
Oh, man.
So you're thinking to yourself, maybe I do want theic to control my body. Yeah, that
All right,
sounds like
fuck
a
it.
good
Yeah,
idea.
I'll do it.
So
That's fine.
two experience points to you, Harlan, or one experience point to you, and you can give one to someone else.
I will give one to, let's see, no one gave me any so far, so I'm going to go with Justin gifted Alex, Mike gifted Alex. I am going to gift, because it was, as much as it's going to be very bad if it goes wrong, Mike it is a funny idea, so I'm going to gift that to Mike. Don't get me wrong, I love it, I just hate it.
Okay, let's be clear. You'll be able to still speak, but basically you have the best of both worlds. You have the power and strength of theic and the mind and charisma of Brandy Jack. Inebriated Brandy Jack.
But I also
that
have this
is
temper.
why Daz should be the one that goes and talks with you.
Well,
I will not be using any needles.
Okay, so the new plan is to go up to the front door, try to talk to him. If something goes wrong, I attack him.
So nervous.
This seems like such a worse idea than the cleverly thought out idea, but
Yeah, but
why not?
that's your sane mind, but you're drunk. So They
I
hinder.
guess. Can we at least still have Pivot at the back door to sneak in should something go wrong?
Yes, you can convince him to do that. Absolutely.
We still have all the. I
The
think we
only
still-
thing that, Brandy Jack, the only thing you are sure of is that it's a good idea for you to put these bracers on. That's the only thing. So whatever your plan you guys come up with is fine, as long as you have the bracers on that theic has as a cipher.
Okay, well, my hope is this, Theric. The hope is that we don't need to use this because he's going to give it to us. So can we at least agree to this as I put them on? Can we at least agree to this? Because I think this is a great idea, by the way. That if we do get to that moment, can we still have a word? You know, I say cuckold. If I say cuckold, really listen, then all you have to do is start fucking shit up. But I'm thinking for the time being, why don't you and Pivot still sneak to the back, because you'd have to watch me, right? If you're trying to control me, you want to see where the guy is at and all that kind of stuff. So you and Pivot could sneak to the back while Shaz and I go in the front door. If it goes bad, I'll say cuckold. Then we can start doing the stuff. Meanwhile, Pivot, you can still sneak in the back and steal the thing. Or you know what? Fuck it at this point, and I take another swig.
The idea grows in your mind even more. This is gonna work.
This is gonna work, guys.
And I turn to Brandy Jack. Brandy Jack, let's just do this.
That's what I'm saying.
You do the talking.
Let's do it.
You do the talking. I'll just look scary.
Okay. Cuckold. If I say cuckold, all hell breaks loose. If I say needle in a haystack, everything is good.
I understand.
Cuckold.
This is going to be great. I can't wait to see this.
What, the cuckold?
What's the matter? What's the matter, Pivot? Come on, this is old school stuff. Guys, this is
I
what
know
we're on the road.
Okay, as you guys are getting ready, theic, you need to take this probe and literally there's like these needles sticking out and put it into your neck so that it can interact with your nervous system. And instantly, it feels like you're having a slightly out-of-body experience. You can feel the movements of Brandy Jack, but you're not. You'd have to use some willpower in order to move it the way you want to.
Do you
And
feel
Brandy
this
Jack-
raging boner? Do you feel it in my pants?
And yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you start controlling it.
All right. I walk to the front. I walk to the front door.
You hear a long pause, and all of a sudden, yeah, it's just like that. So time to think. Pause. No, you hear a pause, and a lot of shuffling, as if quickly moving some stuff, and someone comes over and opens the door slightly. And it's a very gaunt-looking man with his hair that is balding slightly, and he looks at you and goes, "Yes,
Fenton.
yeah, yes."
Fenton Miles. It's a pleasure to meet you, old friend. My name is Brandy Jack.
And he doesn't reach his hand out. He's like, I'm busy.
I understand. I was wondering if you'd be so kind as to invite me in. Me and my friend here, Shaz. It's awfully... I guess it's not really cold out, is it? It's awfully dark out here.
Why didn't you say you were coming?
I'm going to roll charm on him. I'm going to go personable, natural charisma, pleasant, social, whatever.
I'm going to say...
Oh, I didn't do it anyway.
Okay, yeah. He's not charmed at all. He kind of looks stunned to see you.
Oh, okay. Fenton, fair enough. I would just want to know if we could have a minute of your time. My associate here...
no, you cannot. And he kind of he tries to close the door very quickly.
And I put my foot in the door.
And he can do it. Actually, you managed to do it, but he's going to try to push you out of the way, so you can roll to stop that.
Okay, I'll roll to just
very passively.
Just very passively. I just want to be like, oh, hold on, Fenton. This is not a violent altercation. 14.
Yeah, so he goes to push you, and you grab his hand, and you push it out off the
Very
side.
softly, though. Very just very... Fenton. This is a very... 2 minutes of your time would be so great. My associate and I could speak to you, and then we are out of your hair for the remainder of your life. This is a very simple request that we only want to speak with you for a short minute, if that would be so kind of you to do so.
He looks back behind the door, and he goes, "Okay, come in."
Thank you. I understand you have a weapon behind the door, I would imagine. If you
Yeah,
please
you
so
can
kind...
see, you can see both his hands, the one that's holding the door, and the other one that tried to push you.
I would appreciate it if you did not try to hurt us in any way. We come meaning you no harm, and I step in.
And you're
I
gonna have
follow
to do
closely after.
So you're gonna have to do a roll because this big hammer with this big mass comes swinging towards you.
Fucking prick. All right. I'll take a speed effort.
And I would like to also use my telekinetic abilities to, throw the hammer off of its natural course, which is aimed at us. Just kind of push it up into the wall or something.
Okay. So you're going to try to deflect it. Again, Alex, you can do that. You're going to have to use 3 points of effort, and it's only going to give a +1, not to lower it by a tier by +1, but just give it a +1 to his roll. So it's an expensive thing to do, is all I'm saying.
But and I'm leveling here at you. This is my ability. This is my focus.
But it is can trap, right? Is what you're trying to use.
Huh?
And you're trying to use can trap.
Can what? Can trap?
Can trap. You're esoteric.
No. No. Just my telekinetic ability. I do have a ward around me,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, no, I get that. But your telekinetic ability is not so powerful as to take a swinging mass and affect it by that much, right? Otherwise, you could potentially just beat people, kill people with that mass.
Fair enough. Okay.
So this is his role, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
But I'm going to lower it by 1 difficulty by spending the effort.
Okay.
Can I see this happening or no?
No, not from where you're standing.
Right. Okay.
I still think this is a defensive mechanism, by the way, and it's not necessarily an attack on his part, more of just like he's defending his home against two strangers that have just basically told him that they're coming in.
So are you saying that we shouldn't kill him right away?
To be clear,
I don't think we should kill him.
To be clear, the gentleman talking at the door is not swinging at you. Somebody else is swinging at you.
That makes a lot more sense because I would have killed him immediately, or tried to. Okay, let's try this.
So basically, he opened the door for you. You came in.
8.
And it's 8. So you take 6 points of damage.
God, fuck, shit.
You feel this sledgehammer crush you in the sternum, but not just that. You feel it shock you a little bit.
Fucking cocksucker.
And look
so
at
this
it.
comes off of
You
might?
see this charge. Pardon me?
This comes off
it
of
comes
might?
off. Yeah, it comes off of might, or you can actually use might or speed, depending on how you want to do this. But no, it comes off of physical damage comes off of might. Do you have any armor?
Oh yeah, I do. I have 2 armor.
So it's 4 points of damage.
Ugh, stupid prick. All right, what is Fenton's face like right now?
The gaunt guy, you can see that he's changed his face slightly, and it looks like he's reaching for something off a table nearby.
Fine. I look at him and say, "I'm gonna fucking you're cuckold, motherfucker."
Okay, so let's roll for initiative.
To hear that.
Okay. Yes, because he screams it. And actually, what's interesting about this building is there's no roof. The trees come up, and it doesn't cover quite because the trees seem to be bare. So it's kind of like all not as dense as wicker, but it's covered by trees in that way. And so you hear this. You hear, what did you say?
I said, "You're cuckold, you prick."
Okay, so this is what you hear, and let's do initiative here. All right, so I'm just gonna get.
I totally would have been reactive. I would have been like, "You fucking serious?"
Brandy Jack, I'm going to have you just roll for initiative.
Okay. 5.
So we're going to have them go first. So the gentleman who
Get all
answered
my
the door,
fucking shoe rolls out of the way.
Oh.
he reaches over and he gets what looks like an emitter, and he points it towards you,
Oh God.
and he fires. So can you roll again for defense?
Do I
Megan?
not even get a chance in here?
No, because you were the second person to come in the door, so he's just attacking the pushy one.
All right. 11.
So he hits you.
Why wouldn't he?
So you see it, and it almost looks like this warp of air comes towards you, and you feel it just hit you in the chest really hard. Same spot. You take 4 points of damage.
So 2 points?
You got it.
All right. Motherfucker.
What's so funny, Pivot?
Oh no, I'm just reading the Facebook comments. We got a good little conversation going on here. Alex is like, at least I didn't abruptly stab anybody in the face.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
Greg
there's-
said we still have time for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are these
Fuck this
people?
guy, man.
Yeah, because the guy with the sledgehammer had attack already. We're gonna go now to you guys' turn. Pick the order. You go ahead.
Well, might as well go theric first because he can.
I'm in the room, am I not?
Let's Shaz go first. He's like reacting.
I'm like in the
Okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to jump on in there.
No, that's fair. I was thinking because he would be, but you're right.
Yeah, I immediately turned towards the guy that swung and hit Brandy Jack and like throw an onslaught esotery at his body, basically like a massive punch.
Good. Fuck that prick. I hate
Okay.
this.
And I'm gonna also apply effort to the damage. So that's when it would be actually,
three.
yeah, +3.
Plus three damage.
Is that onslaught or is that just a major effect? I can't remember anymore now. F. Okay, I'll use effort to lower the difficulty.
Okay.
But I can't. Can I use my effort for that as well, or no? Because I've already used my effort.
Sorry, you're using your effort to lower the difficulty and to do what?
Sorry, effort to lower difficulty. But can I use my edge to make it a -2 instead of a -3 on my pool?
So yes, you can always use your edge.
Yeah. Okay. So perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna lower the difficulty
Okay.
by 1.
Okay.
10.
So you lower the difficulty by 1, and you're attacking this person. So you do not make contact. You see him. He looks towards you, and he sees you as you come through the doorway, and you make this symbol towards your head, and he instantly takes his big hammer, his big sledgehammer, and he gets it up in front, and it takes the blunt of that force, and he slides back on the floor slightly. All right, who's next?
I will be next, and I will run away.
Maybe.
Theric's controlling you.
Well, he only controls my hands, unfortunately.
I'm afraid he actually controls your limbs, all of them, because they are.
Oh, he
big
controls
part of-
everything?
Yes, he does. He gets to
fuck.
control your physical movement as
Well,
much
don't
as
kill.
you
I
like.
don't have much health, dude. I'm not going to last very long in a fight.
Make me run. Make me
Remember, you can always take that 10-second rest if you didn't take it the previous game.
I
So
did take
that's-
the previous game.
We can take the 10-minute.
I took the 10-minute and the 10-second.
10-minute will be long after this fight's over, if it is a fight.
No, because we rested an hour since we.
The problem is 10 minutes is such a long time, is that any encounter like this will be long gone.
But didn't they use the 10-minute encounter, 10-minute heal before we even got to the river?
When we
I
got
think
to
you're right. Those people either used it, yeah, I think some people used both, so I think you're right.
Yeah, I used both before we got to the river.
So the next one queued up would be the hour, and I'm sure it's been an hour since.
No, you have to rest
We have to rest for an hour.
purposefully for an hour.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay.
All right, then if I knew he controlled my feet, then I would. Well, but I don't even want to. I don't want to fist fight the
Well,
guy.
you You can still run away right now, but Theric might send you running back.
Yeah, well, see, the problem is this was very stupid because Theric controls. I'm not a close fighter, so it's not even going to do much damage anyway because I don't even have anything for it. Oh no, I do have a sword. Okay, I'll pull out my sword then.
Okay.
Because logically, if I knew that Theric was going to control my, I wouldn't use my. Oh, but I want to use my gun because it does the point blank damage. Fuck. No, I'll still use it. Fuck it. I'm going to pull my gun, and I'm going to fire at the guy closest to me.
Okay.
Because there's a rule, which I love, by the way, in Numenera, that if you fire... Because every other game, if you do point blank, it's a negative.
Yeah.
Only in Numenera, if you do point blank, it's a plus. It moves it up one difficulty, or, like, easier.
So it moves it one... Okay, cool. And you're firing the guy who answered the door.
Yeah, because fuck that bitch. He should have known.
Right.
He should have said something. Yeah, he tried to shut the door on me. I don't give a shit. That guy's dead to me now.
Okay, roll away.
At least right now. In 10 minutes, I might feel fine. 13.
Okay, so 13. You hit him. Describe that for me.
I pull out the jackknife from behind me, and I fire at the fucker's head, and I say, I said cockle, bitch! And I fire at his face.
All right, so you see it, and it cuts into his cheek and comes out the other side.
Oh, I want him to
cheek
die
takes
so
the
bad.
flesh. How much damage you do?
4. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I didn't say I used Pierce. Never mind. No, I just do 4.
So you can see that it is staggeringly, and blood is just pouring out of his fin. He's hanging on, and he's screaming, and blood just dripping from his hands. So significant damage for sure.
Good. And then I drop my weapon, because I know he's not going to use it anyway.
All right, so who's next? Theric or Pivot?
Okay, I don't drop my weapon. I wouldn't drop my weapon. That would be dumb.
Yeah, you damage and something you care so
Yeah,
much.
so I don't drop my weapon.
Either way, it doesn't matter because we both have to get there first, so we can both be getting there at this point.
You need to get...
You can just go to this.
Theric, you need to get to line of sight, basically.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, can we do that in the same turn and act, or...
Theric, you can get to line of sight and act.
Yeah.
Pivot would have to be able to run up to the spot and then, he can't act in the same round.
But my action will be controlling Brandy Jack.
You got it. Right, you can't do a melee action.
So that is what I'm doing. I'm running up just to the point where I can see.
Yep.
Brandy Jack is going to use his jackknife, and what he's going to be doing is he's going to be running up and using any object around, a chair, a table, anything, to get enough so that he can jump up, flip over, using the Brandy Jack to choke the guy as he front flips over him, throwing the guy forward.
Okay.
What?
The combination of attack and jumping.
So basically, you're going to run towards the guy, grab his head, and flip over him. In so doing, you're doing a half twist, coming down behind him, and so you have his head, kind of like in a schoolyard headlock, but you've twisted it over.
So like a Tuesday night, whatever, it's regular stuff I do.
Well, something that Brandy Jack could not do. Brandy Jack could not physically do this normally.
Well,
but with the prowess and the ability that Theric has, he has the potential to now do it. So Theric, I'm going to make the difficulty in order to do this. Who are you attacking? Are you hitting the same guy that Brandy Jack shot?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're going to just do this as first of all, we're going to have you do a speed check.
Yep.
And I have it in my mind I see what you need to do, so let's have you roll that first of all.
Yeah, and I would, so again, do I get to use edge here as well?
If you'd like.
Yep, yeah, obviously I'll use edge and speed.
Okay.
And apply some effort.
So by applying effort, you incorporate your edge, so it just lowers the amount of effort you need to apply.
Oh, right.
2 points, okay? So it's lowered. Go ahead.
Okay. Nice.
Hey.
So, no problem. And then I will have you do an attack, so it's kind of a grappling choke that you're doing.
Yep.
But I still only do my damage, which would be what, 2?
No, you're going to do more damage because of the fact that he knows how to apply it. It's not so
Okay.
much about how strong you are, but how you do it.
There you
And you're successful. Yeah, you're successful. Brandy Jack, can you describe the sensation of being taken over and doing something so unexpected as this, and applying the damage? How much damage do you do, theic? First of all.
On unarmed attacks, I do 4.
Okay, and
I
you
actually lower the modifier by 1 as well, or like I.
and Brandy Jack, just keep in mind, however you finish this, his neck's gonna break and he's gonna be dead.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So.
Well, I don't remember exactly what he said, so we're going to go a little off book here. But basically, I believe you said I keep my jackknife in my hand, correct?
Yes, because that's
So
what you're using to choke him as you flip over.
Right. So I fire in the guy's face, and it rips through his cheek, and blood splashes the wall. And I go, oh! And I run into the room like that. And I'm kind of looking around like, oh shit, oh shit. And I run up on the fucking table. And I run up on the fucking table, and I do a flip over behind him, and I get up, and I'm kind of like, and then I reach behind him, and I choke him against me, and then immediately my face, which is kind of like confusion, goes to, yeah, and snap it right in front of it as it kind of crumbles to a ball on the floor. And then I shoot over to fucking the guy standing behind the door, just looking at him, and I'm like, you next, cuckle motherfucker.
Reminds me of Beetlejuice.
All right, pivot.
So I'm too far to act, eh?
You can do a ranged attack, unfortunately, or you could sprint, but there's a risk that you're going to fall sprinting. So you could make it there, you could sprint there, but again, there's a chance that you might.
So I wasn't standing. My understanding was I was standing at a back door, which I was unaware.
Okay, so
Maybe it was there.
because of the, we'll say that you're standing behind the building, and because of the nature of the roof, it's not so much a back door, but you would be able to climb and vault over.
Okay.
Because the roof isn't
There.
complete. You'd be able to launch yourself into the room. So yeah, we'll say with again another challenge roll, you'll be able to launch yourself in and making yourself within close distance, able to do melee attacks.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to climb up and vault over. I've got skill in climbing, or I'm trained in it. And yeah, I'll fling myself over.
Yep.
And while I'm doing it, I'm going to try to see if I can get to that the other guy.
Yep.
Like, would I be able to like vault over and then pin him to the ground?
We will see.
Okay.
Let's see if you make the vault first of all.
All right. I'm going to use some effort. That's going to be might, right?
Okay, so you're applying effort?
Yeah.
Apply the effort and you don't have to roll because you're able to do it.
Okay.
However, as you vault over, you land on a table. So I'm going to give you some. I'm going to use the DM intrusion. You land on a table and you hear crash, crash, crash because you landed on some sort of laboratory type thing.
All right. I'm going to use XP. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay, so you're going to use XP. So you land on the thing, it crashes, no vapors or anything come up, but you definitely broke whatever's on there. So you land on the table, and I'll let you go from there.
Oh, wait. So, wait. It still breaks
smashes
whatever
it,
was
though?
on there?
It does, but not the vapors don't come out that we're going to do stuff to you.
Oh, well, I don't care about the vapors. I care more about destroying what's on top.
Yeah. Is there no way he can
No,
avoid
absolutely. So you land and you place your feet just so that way the you see it at the last moment, and quick thinking, you put your feet in a way that isn't going to break anything.
Okay.
Good use.
Okay,
All right.
yeah, fair enough.
So back to 2 XP.
Yep.
And I am going to. Can I
So
still
from
attack, or is that-
from this angle, you can do whatever you were going to do, like jump on the guy or whatever. You're within, you're still up on a table, so you still have the height advantage. But whatever you're going to do, go right ahead.
Okay.
So looking, you see, Randy Jack, who he's holding this lifeless body, and he's looking at the other guy who's closer to you with his back to you.
Okay. So can I see what hand is he using his gun in? His phaser.
He's not the one with the phaser. He's the one with the hammer.
Oh.
The dead guy was the one with the phaser.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to
Emitter. We're gonna say emitters, not phasers.
Okay.
But phaser sounds so cool.
Well, Mike,
Star Trek.
there's a lot of metal in the room, eh? That thing I almost stepped on, is that metal?
There it is like a rack it's like a lab kit kind of thing. So it's a metal rack holding beakers and that type of thing.
Okay.
So it is metal. Absolutely, it's metal. And there are other metal objects in the room. There's looks like a shovel on the wall, maybe a pick somewhere else on the wall.
Get a pickaxe to zoom through his face. Just throw your liquid in his face. Your Cipher liquid, like splash.
Throw your liquid in his face.
Yeah. Well, no. You know what? I'm just going to go up behind him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to inject his neck with the bushwhacker.
That would kill him. That totally would kill him.
Oh, that is
Greg
so
Bush.
weird.
Greg
Okay.
Bush, the bushwhacker is being used. Here we go.
Okay, so fantastic. Let's roll first of all for the difficulty of the bushwhacker.
He bashes his head off.
It's a syringe, so I'm going to say 1d6 minus 2.
Okay.
So scary. Oh,
So-
nice.
So no problem. You don't need to roll to use it. It's so self-explanatory. You run up to the guy and you inject it into his spinal column or his flesh. Just the flesh or the spinal column too. It's up to you.
You know what? I'm just sticking it into his neck. So am I?
Whatever I hit. Yeah. Okay. So you're pretty sure you got some bone with it. You're almost sure because you could feel the scratching, and the guy just turns to you with the needle in his neck with this horrible, look at you, like what have you done to me? And all of a sudden, you see his neck, it looks like he's getting super jacked. His neck's getting wider. All of a sudden, his face starts turning blue, and his eyes, and it kind of looks like the on Mars, Total Recall.
Oh no!
And his eyeballs pop out.
Here we go.
And he's trying to breathe. You can tell. And then blood. He's just. Yeah, exactly. So you can see that's so perfect. Because look at his neck, right? That's what's happening. And you see pieces of bone shooting out, and he just crumbles to the floor dead.
Seriously, how do you have these so quick?
I'm quick.
He's got a master file.
Yeah.
Yeah, just every picture ever.
See, I literally have like
Mega
6
picture.
things on my computer, and I still show you stuff I don't want to see.
No, I Google it that quick. I Google it and find it and pull it up.
Okay, so.
Horrible but good use.
Yeah.
Hopefully he wasn't an
Violent.
innocent guy.
Yeah, he was the one who hit you with the hammer.
Yeah, you're right.
He's like,
Okay.
That's old. It was 0 to 100.
It's true. All right, so we're panting over the dead bodies. And I
you
take out the
hear-
fucking bracers.
And they fall to the floor with a clink, 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 and they're
Yeah,
useless
I look
at this
at Derek
point.
and I'm like, good use.
And over that, you hear a whimper in the corner.
And I turn to the whimper and I say,
Like a soft.
"Who's that? Come out."
And out of the darkness, you just hear a whimpering in the corner.
I walk over to it.
As you get closer, you see it's this little shape under a sheet hiding.
And I pull off the sheet.
And a little girl cowers and tries to hide herself.
Fenton Miles? No, and I get down, I crouch down next to her, and I say, hey, it's okay. What's your name? We're not going to hurt you.
You get the impression that she witnessed the death of that guy.
Oh, Fenton Miles?
No, whoever that guy was with the neck.
Oh, right.
So she witnessed that.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to do a roll in order to charm her or convince her to speak at all.
Okay, so before I
man.
talk to her, I'm going to turn to the room of the guys, and I'm going to say, hey, take a look around, find what we need, and give me a second alone with the girls. That's bad. Well, what I mean is that I don't want her to see the guy who just stuck a needle in the guy's neck.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just give us a second and find the room. So do you want to do them first and come back to me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Who is going to look around? Everyone's going to look around?
I would like to. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was
I'm
just
going to let you
wondering.
go. Yeah, so it's a very rough makeshift kind of laboratory type place, but it's also got these tools in order to like like I said, there's a shovel on the wall, there's a pickaxe, and there's also like all of these beakers and types of things. But throughout, you do find a few ciphers that you think you'll be able to use. A couple injectables. I'm gonna say 2 injectables, and 1 item that you could probably figure out. So we're gonna say 3 things. Instantly, Balthazar, he can identify one of them, and that's the injectable. And what you think it does is like the other things, the nature of the space. It has something to do with the fizz and the liquids that are coming out of the bog. And it will give you the ability to become yourself a fluid.
A fluid.
A fluid. So you are a fluid, and so what it would do is help you reduce damage if it were to happen.
Wow.
There's another one that is something that you can wear, but you can't quite identify, and it'll take some work. In this area, you also see some writings and works and some maps, and it looks like there's almost as if whoever's cabin this is has been working meticulously, going through different areas and checking off where he's been or she's been. And there is one more peculiarity in the room, and it's a bucket that has some light coming out of it.
Ah. Must be an oddity.
Could be what we're looking for.
It could be the Oculus. We're looking for this. So that's first and foremost. I wanna really just kind of focus on looking for this magnifying glass. Is what I imagine. It's probably a magnifying glass. Like yay big.
You
right?
don't find it. You don't find it here.
Okay.
And what was on the table that I almost crashed?
Again, these are some of the liquids and the fluids, and among them was one of the 2 ciphers that you found.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry, I missed it. Is the girl still here or is she gone?
She is, and she's now cowering, and Brandy Jack is trying to coax her into speaking.
Okay.
I just let you guys search before I talk to her.
Theric walks over.
No, hold on. No. Just wait. I let you guys search before I talk to her. Then you can have your shot if she doesn't respond.
Oh,
to
I didn't search.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Let me talk to her then before Theric comes in and starts scaring
I'm
me.
going to allow... So Theric is walking over, so you're going to have a few seconds, probably 30 seconds, in order to talk to him, as he was outside of the building to begin with, so he's going to lumber over.
Yeah.
And you're seeing he's coming, so you'll have time to talk right now, Brandy Jack.
Okay. Instead, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to talk to Theric then.
Okay.
And I'm going to say to him... I'm just going to say... I'm just going to say, Theric, give me a few minutes to see if I can calm her. And then you can talk to her. I saved your life.
Where the lens is or not?
What's that?
Does she know where the lens is or not?
I will ask her. I will make sure that we talk to her and we figure out what she knows, if anything. I promise you.
I will wait here and wait to hear you ask her directly.
I will ask her directly, but you got to give me a few minutes. She just saw someone die. She's very scared right now, and if we push her too much, she's going to break, and she might tell us nothing. So you got to let me calm her down a bit, and in 5 minutes, I will ask her that question, and I will call you back in to hear me ask that question. I promise you, Theric, I have not let you down. I jumped in that fucking river for you.
Can I interject just for 1 second?
Sure.
I neglected to mention that Pivot. You know what?
What did you Google? I think you're on a watch list now.
So Pivot. How well do you know Brandy Jack?
I know him well.
Okay, so among in the time that you've known him, when you've saved him from many bar situations where he's drank too much, you've seen him sketch the symbol several times, and sometimes he's etched into tables and that type of thing, and you recognize it. One of them has a patch on the shoulder that appears to be the symbol. So you're not sure what it is, you're not sure what it means, but you're pretty sure Brandy Jack has been drawing the symbol.
Was it the smaller guy?
It was actually both of them. They both have it. If you look in more detail, the bigger guy has it actually on a pendant.
Okay. So just before we leave the room to let Brandy have his time, we've got the phaser.
Yeah, there is an emitter. It does 4 damage. The only issue is whatever hand you attach it to, you have to take the time to actually put it into your skin.
Oh, so it's like a metal one, like what I have.
Yeah. So it's actually goes over your hand, and these probes go into your skin and connect to your force itself.
So I just grab the body by the arm, and I turn back to Belshazzar, who's grabbing a bunch of stuff. And I say, "You got
Look what I
everything.
found.
You got everything, Shaz."
Do I? Sorry.
We have everything.
You need to multitask better.
I got.
Hey, Shaz, I'm talking to you.
Sorry. Well, I'm looking for shit. What's that?
Make sure you got everything, and join me over here. I think I got what I want.
Yeah. Well, I just grab all the ciphers that I can see and just hang on to them for.
Don't hold on to those for too long.
Short time till I get outside, and I'm going through them outside.
It'll make your penis fall off. Maybe. So, theic, is it cool if you give me a minute and I will call you before I ask you the question?
Yes, Jack, I will.
Thank you. And I pat him lovingly on the shoulder. Theic and I are we know each other now. And I do say to him, I say, and by the way, you saved my ass back there with that table shit. So fun.
Cool.
And I reach over and I give him a hug.
Oh,
That happened.
and I hug him too. And I actually, I want to make sure that actually the girl does see the hug, and I kind of turn it a little bit. Not,
See?
just I want to make sure that but it's true because I think that would subliminally make her, and yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's completely different from what she's just seen.
Exactly. That we are humans. Okay, so I get back down, and I'm going to use everything I got. So I'm going to use an intellect boost to bring me down to 10.
I'm going to say if you want, you can try to give her a swig of your brandy as something that you have.
That feels creepy. It feels really creepy.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
I'm trying to get her drunk.
you're trying to get her calmer. Well, better yet, you could use some of the fizz or something if you want. You don't have any, so
I
yeah.
don't think I would do that.
Fair enough.
Remember about the cat. This is not a cat description, but you can drink if you want. When the cat came home,
The very next day.
all torn up, give him a shot of brandy, and he slept all night, and he woke up a lot better.
What the hell are you talking about?
It's okay. I thought maybe you'd catch on, Harlan, but
Are you talking about your cat?
no.
The cat you
doesn't
own?
matter. It doesn't matter. Point being is, it might help her just ease her nerves.
Yeah,
with it.
I'm not going to get a young girl drunk just yet. I'm not that kind of guy. Brandy Jack is a deviant, but he also has
A moral code, and he doesn't share himself.
Really, what he's thinking is that he doesn't want to waste any precious
Yeah, I'm
alcohol.
not going to give you this swag.
Actually, that's probably more accurate. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to lower it by 2 because my edge is there to give me a +1. I'm going to use. I have pleasant social interaction, personable, natural charisma, whatever of those 4 you want me to use. I don't care.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right away, it's a challenging situation. Even trained psychologists have a challenge doing this, so I'm going to say it's a target number 15 naturally. You've reduced it by 2, so you need to get 9 now.
Okay, perfect. And is there anything else I can use?
Just tell her to repress it.
Just kid, you're gonna be fun.
Push it deep down and bring it back out when the night before your wedding.
No, and just before I say anything to her, I want to tell me how she looks. Does she look like she was beaten? Does she look like she was scared? Like what's?
Okay,
what
so she doesn't look like that picture that we just had.
Yeah.
She's actually closer to 13 or 14.
Okay.
She's still pretty small. She looks like she's fairly healthy. She looks dirty, like she's been going through the swamp a little bit. Sticks in her hair, that type of thing. Not beaten, but you notice that you get the impression that she was being tormented a little bit by these nefarious characters in here. So,
Excellent.
yeah.
That's all I wanted. So I looked at her and I say, I understand you're scared right now. I know what you just saw was probably a very scary sight, and no one, not just your age, but no one should have to see that. But you need to understand that these men were bad men, and they needed to be stopped. And I'm sorry you had to see that. I really am. And I grab the blanket that I took off her and I kind of hand it back to her. Not presumptuously put it around her, but I hand it back to her and I say, you don't have to talk to me right now. But these men had something that's very dangerous, and I want to make sure it gets back somewhere very safe. Now, we can protect you. We're not bad men. We're not. We stop the bad men. And I'm going to roll. Crush your penis. 18.
Very nice.
Wow.
You
It
can
was
see
the talking that did it.
Charming.
she was looking into your eyes and almost not looking at you, and she was shaking and in tears. And all of a sudden she blinks and kind of looks like she comes to, and she looks at you and goes, "Yes, it's not just that. I thought I'd be safe here."
What were you running from? Is there someone after you?
I thought if I came to Mr. Miles' house, he'd look after me. He's been so nice to us before.
Something is very wrong with Mr. Miles. Is she looking at one of the two guys when she says Mr. Miles?
No, you get the impression that she's not talking about them.
Okay, perfect.
So maybe Mr. Miles wasn't with them.
Yeah, I'm going to say Mr. Miles is somewhere probably dangerous, and we're here to find him and help him. You know Mr. Miles as well?
Yeah, sometimes I come here, if it's getting late and I'm hungry, and Miles will give me something to eat before I go home.
Okay. And what's your name?
My name's Aipma.
What was that, sorry?
Aipma.
Aipma?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a bog name.
It's a bog name down south where we eat the crawfish. No offense to anyone down south. I just realized there's a lot of multicultural viewers. That wasn't a parody. Aipma. My name is Brandy Jack. And my friends outside are theic, Shaz, and Pivot. And we are here to help, and we're here to find Fenton Miles, and we want to help you. We want to make sure that you're safe.
You can see that she's starting to feel more confident, and she's starting to stand up a little bit more. She still has the blanket or whatever it is that she's got around her. It looks kind of like a fur.
Good. And I say, Aipma, now I have a few friends outside. One of them's name is theic, and he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. He's a sweet guy. He's a nice man, but he can be tough. Now I'm just gonna have him in for a second because he wanted me to ask you a question because we are looking for something, okay? But he's gonna go right back out after, and then you and I can talk if you're still feeling a little uncomfortable. Is that okay?
I just don't want to be around that guy with the metal hand.
That's okay. I will keep him far away. The color of his skin puts off a lot of people.
No.
The metal skin.
No.
Terrible.
Terrible.
She's a bush person. She's a bog person. At least it's broken. So I can say, okay, sit down for a second. And I say, theic, do you want to come back in here for a second?
And theic walks in.
Okay, and I kind of stand up and I kind of just stop him a few seconds or a few feet away, and I kind of just said, she's still very shaken. I haven't talked to her about anything yet, but apparently Fenton Miles wasn't here, and I'm gonna ask the question right now. But if you got stuff to say, please, man, just let me say it to her because she's feeling comfortable with me, and we can get a lot more information. You know, you be the hammer, let me be the pillow.
Hello.
Cool with theic?
He didn't nod it and did one of these.
Okay, perfect. And I turn back down to Aipma. And I say, sorry?
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead. So you're just standing in the room with her, with the dead people on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, I crouch back down. And I talk. Well, outside it's like dark, and I just want to get this over with before anything else. And I go back down and I say, okay, Aitma, do you know where the lens could be? We're looking for something that Fenton Miles would have had. Did these guys say anything about the lens or where Fenton Miles might be?
It looks like she's thinking. She looks around the room and she goes, I haven't seen any lens, but he has something to look at the stars over there. Maybe there's something to do with that. And in the room, which I should have mentioned while the guys were searching, there is a telescope. And the nature of the roof itself is actually these intertwined branches. And there are these, looks like drawstrings on everywhere along the walls. So right now it's capable to look through it and look up at the stars.
Cool.
Okay.
But I don't. They didn't say anything. They were just scaring me.
That's okay. That's okay. They're gone now. Do you want to get out of this room? Do you want to go outside and get some fresh air?
Yeah. She nods her head, and yeah, she definitely does.
Okay. So I turn to theic and I say, look, we can check that thing. That might be over there, but it sounds like she doesn't know. I can ask her more in a bit, but I think these bodies might be freaking her out a bit. What do you think?
Are you coming with me, little girl?
Right away, she backs back into the corner a little bit.
I just kind of tap his chest. I'm like, theic, you can't. She's. I think these guys were not nice. We got to be the nice guys, and she'll help us.
I am being nice. I'm taking her away from this.
We definitely will.
And look at the stars.
We'll do that. But here's the thing: she's really nervous about Pivot. So if you can go outside and pull him away a little bit, just so he'll understand. I know him, and then I'll bring her out, and then you can talk to her again.
Okay.
Can you do that? Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So when he's gone, I turn to her and, is she like? Does she have clothes or something? Can I?
Oh yeah, she's completely clothed and everything. It's like
okay.
She looks like she's got like very similar to the townspeople of Carnelian, dressed in the same way, very plain but natural fibers.
Okay. Now we have
That's where she's from.
I will. Yeah. Okay. But I turn back to her and I kind of prep her one more time. I say, okay, Aitma, are you feeling a little better now? Feeling like we can trust each other a little bit?
So you've taken her outside?
No, I'm still inside with her. I'm just prepping her before we go out.
She's like, well, you guys did help me get away from those guys. What are you doing in Miles's house?
We're here looking for him. We're here trying to make sure he was safe, because we can get into that. I need to let you know, though. Here's the thing. These guys outside, they're tough. They're the good guys, but they're not always going to seem like it. And
Alex, no metagame. Alex, no metagaming.
I'm thinking out loud.
I know exactly what you're thinking, and you keep it to yourself.
I wasn't even looking at him. Don't worry. But what I was saying is, look, these guys out there, they might be asking you, you're going to see my friend with the metal arm. You're going to do it. But look, here's the thing. You got to be tough for me. Because right now, if you want to survive through this, these men might be looking for Fenton, and we got to make sure he's safe.
Yeah, you've definitely won her over.
Okay, good. Well, I'm just trying to prep her, because when she goes outside, I don't want her to freak out and be like, oh, Pivot's here, because he's going to be there.
No, you've bolstered her spirit a little bit.
Good. Then I turn to her and I say, right, man up.
And she goes, woman up, and she does this. She goes, woman up, and bumps fists with you.
That's all we need. All right, let's go outside.
As you're going outside, the bucket that you saw, you can see she's kind of goes away from it as she walks out.
And sorry, what? I missed that.
There's a bucket on the floor that had light coming out of it, and she definitely steers you away from it.
Oh, and I say, what's in the bucket?
Miles says don't go over there. It's not safe. And what I've learned is that when Miles says something's not safe, you listen.
You know what? I'm going to buy that too. And I continue out with her.
So while they were doing all that, while they were talking to the girl, Shaz and I were out.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that we were able to identify some of the ciphers in that time?
Yeah, we'll say it's been probably at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So we're going to say that you have identified one. One of them is a spray that you find out that will rust metal and basically reduces any hardness down by 2 levels. The other thing you found is what seems to be actually a more intricate item than you thought, and it's actually not a cipher after all. It's actually an artifact, and it's this type of belt that would connect. It looks like it's got 2 wristbands that attaches to the belt, and actually, sorry, 3 wristbands. But you figure that if you rework it a little bit, you can actually make one go around your ankle instead. And what you figure out is this sort of temporary shielding that it will make, which will provide a force field around you that does the equivalency of heavy armor, but you can do it as a minor action to turn it on, and it turns off instantly as well. So it actually relieves the strain that you would have from it.
Wow.
That's very useful.
That's very useful.
What was
Yeah.
it? Was it that I almost crushed?
What's that?
What was the thing that I almost crushed?
That was the injectable, which turns you into a liquid, a fluid.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so this item, if you're wearing it, it will turn on, and you can control when it goes on and off as a minor action. The only problem is it only has a certain amount of charges, but you're pretty sure you would be able to find some items in order to regain this charge.
Nice. Now who's carrying what?
Well, you guys can decide that amongst yourselves. You guys were searching the room together, so I would just do a roll for it. So who finds what?
I don't need anything. You guys.
I
can-
still don't have any. Did you hear
What is
that?
that?
Yeah.
That was fucking. Someone died upstairs. No, so the floor just went like crushed.
Weird.
Maybe
Actually,
check on the...
How many ciphers does everyone have presently, not including that last one I described, because that's an artifact, not a cipher?
I have 2. I wouldn't mind getting rid of one of these because it's kind of useless.
Well, you might as well hang on to it until you need to.
Yeah, but I'd rather replace it with something more useful.
Yep. Well, you can talk to the other guys.
Does everyone have
But
enough space?
now is not the time, being that you have a little girl with you.
Yeah. We gotta figure out what's happening. So
I thought you just said it was a time. That's the only reason I brought it up.
theic, you notice the light emitting from the bucket as well.
don't go near it.
And I would say the same thing the girl said to me if I saw him approaching it.
And
Well,
I
you're-
can walk over to it.
You are presently talking to the girl. So you look inside the bucket and it looks like stars. It looks like you're looking at a night sky.
Huh.
So I will try to use identifying plants to see if I recognize even the family or anything like that. Because
Well, it's not a bird.
Looks like a star.
You don't recognize any constellations. It looks like a night sky you've never seen before.
Oh. That's very confusing. How do they fit the sky in a bucket?
Anyways,
I best talk to the nano.
Yeah.
So I would head over to talk to Shaz.
So now that everybody's kind of outside, and we're not worried about this girl being frightened of us,
mhm.
I would like to go back inside and search around a little bit more. In fact, before we do that, I kind of want to relate to this young girl too, and just kind of make her realize that I'm not bad, and like as a group, kind of like individually, kind of go up to her and say, "Hey, look, are you okay?"
It's a good idea.
Just kind of say, "Look, we're not here to harm you." I don't want to get in her face, but I also don't want to just ignore her and walk by. So I'm just gonna say, "Hey, little girl, are you okay? Like, was Fenton Miles with you?"
When I came to his house, he wasn't here. These gentlemen were here, and they were looking through his stuff.
But you don't know where he is?
Well, whenever he's not here, he's usually out working. You don't think that the witch got him, do you?
Well, I hope not. What witch? Is the witch live in the bog?
And she starts crying, and And she's like, I was so scared. That's why I ran here. I hope that he would help me. And then you see that the girl kind of gets scared again, and she kind of cowers towards Brandy Jack and away from you.
Did you say to her?
No, but you brought up memories of something that's scaring her, and Brandy Jack is the person that she's feeling most comfortable with right now.
And I say, look, we are people with many different powers and abilities. We can protect you, and we're good people. And I say, look, and I reach up to the trees above, and I grab. There must be some flowers, some foliage up there, right?
You're talking about the roof or outside?
No, outside.
Yep.
I just grab the nearest.
You grab a. Okay, yeah.
No, like a flower or something.
Yeah, you grab a flower, and then you see her shy away even more, and she's like, "You don't want to touch that," and instantly your hands start getting itchy.
No, I'm using telekinetic. Telekinetic. So she just says.
So you hover in front of her head, and then it shoots into her head.
No, she says it's very pretty, but please don't touch me with it.
No, I get what he's doing, and I
said, okay. So I throw it away. I said, look, we're just here to protect you.
And I help him do that. And she's cowering towards me. I kind of say, look, this is my very good friend Shaz, and he is such a great guy. And I think all he's trying to do is trying to make you feel comfortable.
So she looks at Brandy Jack and back at Shaz, and she reaches out a hand and says, "Nice to meet you."
And I shake her hand, of course. And then and then I head back inside to this dwelling, to this
where you see Pivot, and we'll go to Pivot. Pivot, what are you doing inside?
Well, no, I'm not inside. I'm actually outside.
Where you don't see Pivot. Pivot, what are you doing?
Sorry?
What are you doing?
Okay, yeah, I'm outside with the body that I dragged out.
Okay.
The one with the guy we thought was Fenton.
Yep.
And I guess Brandy and the girl are outside now.
Yep.
And I gesture for Brandy to come over, and I do it with my metallic arm. Because I don't know that this girl's afraid of me, so I just say, Brandy.
And I go... No, I make sure she's focusing on Shaz, and I walk over.
She's definitely growing more confident. She's kind of wandering around a little bit herself.
Okay. So I roll over the body, and I show the shoulder with the tattoo on it.
And instantly, Brandy, you are shocked and amazed at the same time. You're like...
But also, I don't know if I can do this, Chris, but when I rolled it over, the hand that had the thing on it,
yep,
it's gone. It's been sawed off.
Okay.
All right. So it's just missing. So he's got that tattoo there. I was like, what do you make of this? And he sees that it's handless now.
Gross, but okay.
Okay, so I would obviously notice he has no hand, and I just look at you and be like, did you take this hand off?
What? It could be useful.
And I kind of lean in, and I say, yeah, take the other guy's hand too.
Wait, does he have a metallic hand too?
He had a metallic hand. Oh, then
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, then never mind. But yeah, no, I'm in for that, man. You know me, I don't give a shit about this.
Okay, good. So what do you make of this tattoo?
And I looked at it.
So right away you recognize it, and it's actually the symbol that you've been thinking of making for the jackdaws.
Oh shit! We just killed my own men.
You've tried to make it popular. It didn't seem to be catching, but I guess that somewhere along the line it's been taken up, and these gentlemen seem to enjoy it.
Well, shit. Remember the jackdaws? Remember, we did everything. We did it all. We did whatever we wanted to do. These guys worked for me. Fuck.
Oh, how did you not know that they worked for you?
You don't recognize them, so you imagine some subsidiary group has started calling themselves, at least having the symbol of the jackdaws.
They stole your symbol. Maybe they deserve to die.
I mean, you've been carving this symbol in bars all over the world. It's very possible someone just came along and liked it.
Yeah, let's not worry about it now. I tear off the patches, and I hand one to Pivot and one to myself, and I say, look, let's keep these in case we need them later on.
You just tear off that man's skin?
Yeah, one was the tattoo.
Okay, then I cut off the tattoo, ladies.
We'll use this later as he puds the blood into his
I
chest.
take the one tattoo, and then I say, hey, can you just pinch off that tattoo with your arm? Just pinch and twist up and pull it off.
Ugh.
Does this look like a scalpel to you?
Oh, come on, man. Just tear it off. I'll use my blade if we have to. I just don't want it. Hey, look, if they are with us, I don't want it to come back. Come on, man. You just cut off the fucking guy's arm because he had a weapon. I'm saying pinch off his skin because he's got a tattoo that can link us.
I'm a little squirmish. Yeah. After just cutting down something.
Squirmish. Cutting off hands is okay, but fine, I'll do it for you, Brandy. But you owe me.
What? And you owe me. We're even.
All right, sounds good.
And I do mention to him, I say, oh, by the way, that chick is for whatever reason, she's scared of you, probably because you destroyed that guy's fucking head. But I would just, for caresies, let her not see you do it. But ultimately, I don't really care at this point.
Nah, not the first time someone's been scared of me. Then I hold up the piece of skin and I dangle it in his face.
And I laugh. I'm like, that guy's fucking dead. And I turn back around and put on my face. And I walk over to the girl and Shaz and I say, okay, guys, yeah, let's keep moving, yeah.
Okay.
Like this.
Are you guys ready for this? It's my interpretation of the jackdaw.
That's the jackdaw symbol.
Oh, no.
I'll show you the jackdaw symbol after. All right, keep it.
Okay,
so for you guys, don't worry.
What are you doing?
Well, I would say we have to find Fenton. Well, I fill them all in what the girl said.
Right.
And basically, oh, this is the jackdaw symbol, BT dubs.
BT dubs. By the way,
Just shows
cool.
you know.
That's so simple. That's like wow. Okay. It's too simple. Too simplistic for me.
So, whatever. I fill everybody in, and I tell them that we're looking for Fenton.
I would like to go back in.
She goes, I thought, what if the witch has got her?
Well,
Where's the witch?
She goes, it's deep in the bog. I was supposed to meet Wolf there.
Who's Wolf?
He's my friend. He always meets me on the first of the month.
For what?
We're friends. We play in the bog. We sometimes find some of the berries and bring them home.
Okay. Look, if Fenton is with the witch, we need to find him, and we need to find her. Can you draw us a map or tell us exactly where the witch is?
You shouldn't go there.
Okay.
I know we shouldn't go there, but we have no other choice because we need to find Fenton.
Okay, so she goes, do you think you can help him? Do you think you can save him?
No. I know we can.
She takes you back inside and she shows you some of the charts that are on the wall. And she goes, Miles taught me how to read these. And she's looking around. And then she finds a spot and she points to it. She goes, that's where I heard it. It was horrible.
And I turn to theic because he's more familiar with this stuff, and I say, hey, using these maps, would you be able to navigate us there if we need to?
Yes.
Excellent. So I turn to her and I say, look, we're gonna clear out these bodies and make sure that you're safe here. Can you stay here? Can you make this place a somewhat home until we get Fenton back here?
You can tell that she's definitely afraid to be left alone.
Kid, you got a 50-50 shot. You can either come with us to the witch, who you're deathly afraid of, or you can stay here alone with your deathly afraid of. I don't know what you want.
I
I
will
go
tell
home?
you right now.
I want to go home. Can I go home?
Yeah,
Where
go
is
home.
home?
It's back at Carnelian.
Can you make it there on your own?
I think so.
How are you gonna cross that river? How the hell did you get across that river?
There's a path, like 5 minutes up.
So she explains to you, she's confused, and she goes, what do you mean? Didn't you take the bridge?
No.
How does the bridge
In a matter
work?
of speaking.
She can't explain to you how the bridge works. Like lot of things that a lot of Numenera that people use, they don't really know how it
Yeah.
works. It's a matter of like mixing some wires up and finagling things, but you know what she's talking about. But
Yeah. Well,
but
put it
that
this
being said, when you looked at it, Chaz and Pivot, you don't think it was in working order.
No.
So
So I'm
When we
wondering
looked
maybe it's
at-
a different bridge.
Oh, the bridge. Yeah.
I'm really very intrigued by this bucket with the galaxy inside, the glowing light. I'd like to go up and see for myself the fact that there's a galaxy inside. Maybe not the galaxy, but it's a viewport.
yeah, it looks like the Milky Way or something like not the galaxy, but like the stars
Something.
and that type of thing.
Yeah.
So you see it, yeah, it definitely looks like.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely not of this sky that you've seen anywhere in your life.
So I turn to these guys and I say, I guess I don't have to say that. Guys, this really intrigues me, and it makes me wonder if, Geom could use this either instead of or at the same time as the Oculus. So I'm wondering if it's worth it to have somebody take this bucket and this young girl back to Carnelian, at least as a quick one-day trip. I mean, if she knows how to use the bridge, it should be fairly easy getting back across. As opposed to either that or someone stay here, or we lock down and really try and find this witch. We got some choices here. What are we going to do?
Well, we got lots of time because I don't think any of us is brave enough to go back in nighttime.
Not during the night, no.
But maybe you're right. What would happen, do you think, if we dropped something in it? Something small. You think it would get
It's a good
sucked
question.
through or just hit the bottom like a bottom of a bucket?
Well, I
Derek's
wonder.
muted. Derek said something funny, but he's muted. I can tell.
So what did you say, Pivot? Sorry.
He's going to take a shit.
I was wondering what we could drop. If we could drop something in the bucket, whether or not it would clang like a bucket, or if it would make another sound.
That's an
Perhaps.
incredibly
Whoa.
good idea.
Okay,
Love
so
that idea.
you're gonna drop something in the bucket?
Yeah.
Hold on. Before you guys drop something in the bucket, and I turn to the girl. What did Fenton say exactly about this bucket?
She said, just don't go near it.
All right, guys. I'm going to say executive decision. I'm not saying we don't drop anything in it. Why don't we just wait till we get Fenton back and then drop something in it? Because he could be like, oh, yeah, don't drop anything in that because that's what makes everything explode.
That's true. We got to find Fenton anyway.
So my thinking is we'll use his knowledge. How about this? Happy medium. And I just kind of just say to these guys away from the girl, we take the bucket, we hide it somewhere in case he's afraid that he won't give it to us when he comes back or something like that, if you guys feel more comfortable with that. And then that way, if he does have an issue with it, we say, fuck off, we'll do what we want.
Look, I'm not too concerned about what's going to happen when Fenton gets back. It's pretty apparent that whatever position Fenton's in, it's not a good position. So we're going to be saving his ass, and I think at that point, he's going to be on our side to do whatever it is. We're not bad people. We're not doing bad things. I think whatever we're doing, he's going to say.
Well, scoreboard. We did. So far, of the people we've killed, I don't know how great we've been. But yes, no. You're right. You're right, Shaz.
Other than the needle, I mean, really. Fucking needle.
Hey, you know what? I think. Are we all in agreement? Let's just get this fucking Fenton Miles guy back, and that way we can sort the shit out, get the thing for Geomp Kittrick, find out more about the Numenera, and take this bucket if we need to.
Okay, it's now getting dark, and all of a sudden you feel the ground start to shake.
Oh shit.
And
Any idea what this is, kid?
Theric?
she goes, no, and she's scared as well.
Hold on. Theric wanted to say something real quick.
We also need to get Voth from the witch.
Right, yeah, so.
Wolf.
Wolf.
Wolf. Like,
All right.
And so the earth is quaking, and it stops. But it was a pretty substantial tremor, and yeah.
Okay.
Now, is there a chance that Fenton Miles was with the witch?
Are you talking to the girl?
Sure. I'm addressing the room. Everybody, is there any chance
Probably.
that Fenton was taken by the witch?
I hope not.
Give me a percentage.
The girl?
Yeah.
Well, it sounded horrible. If he was there, I don't know what would have happened to him.
Okay, who would want Fenton? Is
The
there anything
witch.
around here that would tell us where he went? The witch
Brain
would
check.
want him?
The
Brain
witch
check.
is... Well, the witch sounded evil. And my mom tells me stories about the witch.
Is your mom the one in town with the blackened tooth? She is cute. I
No,
see.
you're talking. No, you're talking about my aunt.
Oh. By the way.
Aunt Mel.
Aunt Mel.
Okay. Brandy Jack, you're the leader of this group, and I don't mean to step on your toes, but maybe we should hunker down here for the night.
Sure.
Continue to figure this stuff out. Heal up. I know you took that hammer to the chest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to look at this bucket some more, quite frankly. See if there's any more ciphers in this building, if you want to call it that. And then I think we should head right out and go after this witch. Quite frankly, I'm down for a witch hunt. Who else is down for a witch hunt?
I'm down for a witch hunt, motherfucker.
That makes
Pivot.
I'm down. I said I'm down.
Theric, what about you?
I did say that I'm ready for a witch hunt.
Well, it looks like we're going on a witch hunt. That's the smiling laughter.
What about
The end of a
this
TV show?
What about this kid? What's your name, kid? Sorry, I don't mean to be so rude, but what is your name? Aitma, right. Sorry, Aitma. What are you? Do you have any abilities? Are you just a? Are you just another civil
My
servant?
mom says I'm really good at painting.
Painting.
That must be why she's so good at maps.
Yeah.
All right, I'd say let's do that. Let's rest for the night, and tomorrow we hunt ourselves a witch. What do you guys think? Let's do that.
I agree.
All right.
But before bed, before we really go to sleep, we gotta figure out, we can look at this map a little bit more.
We will spend the night. Well, here's what I'm thinking. We'll spend the night studying, sleeping, resting, doing that face with Pivot, searching the place, making sure everything is good, and we start fresh tomorrow.
Okay. Perfect. So you guys rest for the night.
Let's just end it there. Let's end it there.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Okay.
I think it's a perfect time, and that's what I was trying to just close it off. Because here's the thing. We're off for a few weeks, and if we start mid-adventure, I think we'll be more forget. So what we know is this. We're at Fenton Miles' house, and we're ready to find him and hunt a witch.
And there's a telescope here that we might be able to look through, too.
There is a telescope?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
I missed that.
And I'm not too worried about the quaking, because it does happen in some bogs when there's not enough drainage.
Ah.
He Googled it. It's true.
Actually, I knew it, but I Googled it to ensure it. Because I was like, is that just something I'm looking at?
That's the best way to do it. Because no one wants to
Alright.
be wrong.
And secretly, while everybody's sleeping, I'm peeing in this bucket. I'm kidding. I'm not doing
Do you or do you not? Do you or do you not?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
All right, we are going to stop there, guys. I think that's a perfect time to stop. I have had a great time tonight. I'm going to do one more fake clap for Chris, our GM,
Thank you.
because that was an excellent story, same as last week, and I'm so excited to continue on. But I think that's a good place to stop because it's the right amount of curiosity, it's the right amount of what's happening, and I think we did pretty good in this episode. What do you say, guys?
Yeah.
Ah.
Well done,
I want to
guys.
say thank you very much to the community, everybody who's been watching and following along. I had a great time just following the Facebook feed. It was just as entertaining.
Yeah.
Jason Randall, he made a tattoo of the jackdaws.
Nice.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's great. So anyways,
Awesome.
everybody who's joined us before, everybody who's following along, that's great. I just want to say...
That is so good. Look at this.
Don't share it. Don't share it. Oh, they shared it. Wow.
What?
I was gonna say we could. Only the people on Facebook could see it.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Wow.
Well, now you only got
Yeah.
a glimpse. If you want to see the rest, you got
So he went out and got that tattoo done.
That's right.
That quick.
That's how committed he.
Quickly, that's, yeah, okay.
I just wanted to say that we might think that this was a very good, well done game, but it's really up to the viewers to say. Like, I think it was well done too. Don't get me wrong, but
True.
I think it's up to the viewers to really say, was this good or was it good entertainment? So I think there should be.
Or
Tell
neither.
us if you enjoyed it, please.
Yeah, let us know. We always like praise. We always like, and we also like to know that we suck at things.
Yeah, and if something was done wrong,
until you do that thing. Don't do that anymore.
Pens should die. I like
And
that.
should die.
yeah.
Someone
And,
comment that?
No, I just
Well-
wish they had. I was like, really trying.
but like last week, we had somebody, Hans Ziegler. He mentioned how I use an effort wrong. So I mean, and that sort of, and I did look it up, and you were right that it is 3 points of damage for using effort, or 2 points if it's an area roll. But that sort of stuff it's handy because it's good to know where we went wrong.
Oh yeah,
What-
nobody's perfect. I mean, we're like 99% perfect, but that's only 3 of us.
Ouch.
That's Justin, Mike, and Chris. Sorry, Alex and me.
Sorry, myself.
Sorry, myself and I. No, but Alex is 100% right. And send us some of that stuff because we always love hearing that, whether it be critical or praise. We're always looking to make something really fun. And as I said at the beginning of this, the community is half the reason we're doing this. So we really appreciate everyone following us on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. And please join our group. You can post stuff throughout the week. If you have images where you're thinking after hours, say, hey, I saw this guy. I thought he looked like one of your characters. You guys should use him. Hey, I got an idea for an NPC name. Maybe you should use this. As well as the weekly polls. As I said at the beginning of this, we're going to do weekly polls that you guys can all contribute on to get a little XP. And under the files section of our Facebook page, there is a breakdown of what you can spend XP on. Those GM intrusions that were so fun that made me put on those bracelets and do all that stuff, that was something that if you have enough XP gain, you can email Chris before the game and say, hey Chris, I'm going to spend some of my XP. I want to do a GM intrusion. Can you do it at so-and-so time or whatever, however we want to work on the details. So you can influence the game. You could benefit or hinder, help or hinder us through this adventure, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. So, and on that regard, if you have suggestions, hey, I'd love to spend my XP on this, if it's within reason, I'm sure we'd be more than happy to take it into consideration. So, thank you so much for watching. Please help out any way you guys want to. If you want to shoot us emails with suggestions, we had some great questions through our emails, such as, does Harlan wear an earring? No, I don't. That's just a freckle on my ear. One of the people asked, Chris if he pre-plans his outfits. They asked, does Chris lay out his outfit for the game? Does he come home? Does he change earlier, or does he just kind of wing it like what he's wearing?
The answer.
The answer is my wife lays it out for me.
Okay. Well, there you go. Mind you, that question was asked by me, but I was still curious.
No, now everyone knows.
And that's part of what I want to know. So, we're always there. I mean, we love to help any way we can. Just to review real quick, as you guys, because you might just be catching the end of the stream, the next 2 weeks we are taking a break from Numenera. But next week we're going to be running Dungeons and Dragons by, Mike is going to be running it by who cares, but yeah, there you go. And we'll do the applause again, because why not?
It's going to be a lot of fun.
This was a lovely Christmas gift from, you guys wave, who got me this book?
Actually, I don't know if did I ever give money to you for that? I don't know if I did.
We'll square up later. Either
The point
way,
is, I thought of it.
Exactly, it was a thought. So next Wednesday we're running, or Mike is running Dungeons and Dragons, a one-shot adventure, which is going to be really fun and a little different for you guys not familiar with Dungeons and Dragons. And the Wednesday after that, Justin is going to be running The End of the World, which we've run a few times on this stream, and it's there, so mysterious. So please join in, and then we're back here on the 20th for part 3 of Numenera. And again, keep the conversation going throughout that time. If you guys have suggestions or ideas for when we're back, we want to hear them because we love hearing from people.
And don't forget, if you like the video, push like the video.
Right, that's the big one too. Like, subscribe, share, show your friends, and be like, hey, because we like doing it, and we want to show and share with more people as much as we can.
Really appreciate everyone that did watch.
We do appreciate everyone who watched. Thank you guys so much for watching. And that is all for me. Does anyone else have anything else to watch? Anything else to add?
Just that it's so much fun.
See you around the table.
See you around the table. Well done. Cheers, all.